to another flow.
Tell me where to go, what to do.
To another flow.
Show me the stars. Show me the stars.
Get it poppin', put it.
Tell me where to go, what to do.
To another flow.
Tell me where to go, what to do.
To another flow.
Show me the stars. Show me the stars.
Get it poppin', put it. Get it poppin', put it. To another flow. Get it poppin', put it. To another flow. Get it poppin', put it. To another flow.
Blood orange morning, we hardly slept. Polished chrome, tinted glass, the way you looked then. We slept with our heads together, we had the same dream. Cityscape and the chipped door panes. Hit the roof of the car, driving through the yellow light. Golden glow reflecting your smile in the night. I'll let your head shotgun as the sun's fading. Oh, we'll get out of here, baby. Out on the lakeside, where we stopped to rest. 1,000 miles from home, but we never felt this close. We'll start a new life in a new kind of light, where the water's never murky and the sky is clear. We slept with our heads together, we had the same dream. New town in the window of a train. Going 85 under a street light. Empty freeway in the middle of the night. I'll let you DJ slept with our heads together. We had the same dream, a new town in the window of a tree. Going 85 under the street lights, empty freeway in the middle of the night. I'll let the DJ lean the seat back, even though you get car sick like that.
Hello, hello. Welcome to Map 1 of Phoenix League Season 7 Grand Finals. We have Blue Racers versus Socially Esports. For commentary, we have myself and Ann Pigeon with me on commentary. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi guys, how you doing? We're looking forward to a great grand final. Of course, the winner's taking away 300 quids in prize, a lot of money. But we're starting off, we've got Blue Racers on the tee, so I've thrown utility down up towards Banana, just taking that bit of control there. Face got himself all the way up, sorry. 3 players on the CT stuck over where, but it's going to be a bit of a stalemate for now.
Yeah, we'll see how things go on here. So it looks like it's a slow contact play towards Banana, and they're going to be creeping up. Execute coming in now, nice and early. 3 players stacked on the site. One stuck behind CT, and when exposed, Moshi burning in the molly. Ralphie already exposed too. That's the 2 players already tagged down. Moshi able to get one before getting taken down here. However, the site's already under their control in a 4v3 situation here. Psyche basically confirming the round at this point.
Yep, nothing much they could do there. Moshi just burning in that Molotov up towards New Box, had to peek out into the open into 2 players, and well, that left the other players on the site exposed and lonely. Slightly Jawson to try and get something done on this retake, but Awaken takes him down, so there we go. That's the first round for Blue Racers.
Being the case, it'll be interesting to see if Socially decide to go for a force or not here against Blue Racers. Considering how the situation's gone, with this being best of 3 grand finals, and remembering that Socially Esports was the one that knocked both the teams in the lower bracket final to let Blue Racers get through to this point, it's an important rematch, so whatever decision Socially Esports make here could help dictate the pace of how the series goes.
Yep. Well, as you said, buying into this one, that's what they're doing. Deagle Armor, for most of the players, is Ralphie with that scout and nothing. But yeah, again, they're up towards B here, again, just to try and force that issue, right? They've pulled 2 players all the way back from Banana, that position they wanted on the CT side. Now going to take this with 5 people. 1 man down from what they had last round, unless Pieface decides to rotate over fast. And they're still keeping this one a stalemate over on the side of Blue Racers, just about lining up smokes. It's Reese to take up aggression through the smoke, tagged down to 42, less than half as he makes his way. Dead through the smoke by Psyche, and now it's a man disadvantage. Ooh. Okay, Moshi. Show me what you got.
Yeah, you got a Chris 1D to be able to respond there, but now there's going to be 4 players rushing in. There's no way that single Deagle can handle it. Even with a player trying to get through the smoke here, is running a Pieface being heard, and been able to smoke and isolate the players from the site. This round should surely be dealt with at this point, besides a miracle. So they go to try to save the economy weapons here. Try to go for a force another round. What do you think about Social Esports trying to get more force conversions away with through this best of 3 series against Blue Racers here?
I mean, it's CT economy. You can afford to do it. Why not? Why not go for force in the round where you just lost? So, well, at least they're saving the armor and the deagles that they've got anyway, so they can come back into this one if they choose, and they probably will. But yeah, I think economy, just go into it. Do what you can. If you can get that, you know, a 1-1 straight away, sure. If not, you end up being 3-0 down at best, right? And you can always recover from that.
Yeah, I can agree with that, but the one confusing thing to bring up the point is the fact they just played a 2-3 default setup despite the weak force buy situation that still leaves them at a disadvantage. No gamble stack towards either side of any kind in this situation, and with Blue Racers not going for any info towards A, really, if they had gambled a B stack there, they could have easily gotten away with a round win, possibly.
Well, they've brought some extra utility into this round. They'll be able to buy for the next. But it's Psyche working way up towards Banana. Reese on the other side of the wall. Low HP and flashed in. Takes him down. It's Moshi to go down next. A 3B bomb site opened up. Smoke towards CT. And they'll pretty much take that one if they want to. But hearing these rotates coming off towards A and going over towards B, the 3 other CT players, it's just a bomb site yet again for them. No kills having to go towards their way there as they leave Psyche over towards B. So pretty much a 1 round there already. 1 minute 15 left in the round. And they're actually going back towards B. So this stack on the CT side actually might work out.
This is getting really awkward. With that contact going in, it looks like they're still interested in going to this B bomb site here. With this being the case, it gives an opportunity for Pieface to get 1. Thankfully, it's only the MAC-10 going down. But with this, they're wisely deciding to rotate back and take over this A site that they've had information on, which will be good to make sure Socially Esports try to stay honest with the current economy situation and how they play these rounds, and don't try to do gamble stack towards B necessarily, or possibly get punished on their A takes here.
Well, they can go for this one if they want. Maybe they might try it if they can get an entry. It's Pieface to try and do so, and he does. Now there's 1 up towards Apps, 2 left towards the site, and Awaken might just have the timing here. Over towards 2 of these players, lines them up, taps them down, shuts any attempt at a retake down instantly by that. And Jawster left alone, going to be faced, and he's taken down too.
Yep, we'll have to see what else is left to see going on the board here. Though it looks like the first buy will be able to come in. Looks like Op will have to be glass cannon if one comes in, so they decide to have just full rifles and healthy utility. Not having that Op's going to be an interesting choice. No way to get an early opening here. Though it looks like it's going to be 3 players towards B this time around as they try to go for the banana fight. Likely to get an opening on those duels if they can. So to get that man advantage, fight for control of it. Ralphie, even though he's tagged up, playing right behind the logs here. Very dangerous position if they pop flash through. Though it looks like they're giving up banana control here. And there's already counter utility being responded to try to get them away from the mid push. But this mid smoke coming in way too late here as they're already set up for a split A take. A good rotation from Reese already coming in here, though going to be smoking off by Awaken. From Boshi also rotating over. This arch is still going to be covered if they go for this arch push here. Odd move with his teammate smoking him off. It ends up isolating Arch, so now Blue Racers have full control of the situation here. Be up to Reese to try to hold control of this, but this could spell disaster for Social Esports in this first full buy round.
Well, Reese taken down, Awaken watches that as it gets re-smoked. Now 2 players left over towards the side, but it's only just 1 now as Pieface gets 2. At least make something recoverable of this one. But now as the rotate is going to be heard over from towards B, there's only 2 players left on the CT side. Will they attempt this retake now? You may as well go for it, right? You're going to have to, you know, just leave it out on the next in terms of the buy. So do as much damage as you can here.
Certainly, that's easy to say, but looking at the situation with the player holding towards mid and the resmoke coming in from Stanislaw, they're isolated in this terrible 2v3 situation and are just forced to save to try to scavenge it for something next round. We'll have to see what exactly they can do here. So it looks like 100 Ian only has the Galil, so it should be decent for him to try to go for the exits here. though looks like he's not going to be too greedy to do so and just hide behind the half wall deep in Banana. And it'll be Blue Racers with a clean 4-0 streak to start on Social Esports here.
Yeah, I mean, they got the 3.4k from losing those 2 rounds in a row. They can now pretty much buy. Pieface can give himself something, and Ralphie and Moshi can drop to teammates respectively. So they will make a buy out of this one. Utility is a lackluster on a couple of these players. The FAMAS on Pieface has to make do with the lesser rifle. But yeah, dropping the bomb up towards ramp, just taking those poke fights right now. And I think last round you saw without the AWP, they were trying to take that fight up towards Banana, give that early aggression there. But yeah, they haven't gone for it this time. Just playing passively, set up that crossfire between Moshi and Reese. So far, no one been spotted yet. And actually, Reese takes down one as they start to push up. So now there's an entry towards the side of Socially. They can double up on that, even triple up too.
Oh my god. That looks like Joster's trying to lurk towards Arch, but they have the player boosted up on Porch, so he's already taken down. And those early nades instantly denying 100 Ian from the initial peek into Banana, trying to take that engagement past the half wall, getting taken down, and being able to do the crossfire, Reese taking the next engagement with Moshi there ready to respond at any time and hitting some clean shots, completely eliminating the B push towards Banana, cleanly getting a 3k collectively, and leaving away from the last player stuck towards Boiler alone here. Is the round soon to end from peek out. Be interesting to see what he does. And it'll be Yoster taking him down and stealing another AK in the process. If we look at this, got a decent bit of money, around 4k. They could maybe get away with another full buy. But more importantly, despite no op in play, they have 3 AKs in their hands, though, which could be quite deadly on these close quarters Inferno duels.
Well, you said about the Banana push. They were just taking dry peaks on the side of Blue Racers and into a crossfire on Banana. That's never going to work. You're going to have some serious aim to actually win out those battles. Now, more nades coming out yet again. Molly's thrown left, right, and center. Psyche wants to make an appearance up towards Banana, but gets shut down immediately. Molly's also yet again to follow. They just seem to be going over as Moshi looks for a doubles up before going down. But here comes the rest of the cavalry up towards B. They're slowing down because of that Molly. The smoke over towards CT, and that forces players to rotate from the side of Socially.
And not only is that the case with them shutting down, this round's effectively over for the most likely, as Stanislav's been brought down to 19 HP due to that aggressive spray from Mochi. Such a massive play to go aggressive with the Molly and catch Blue Racers by surprise. Socially Esports trying to get a little bit more confidence under their shoes and go for these more aggressive plays to punish Blue Racers for their moves. And despite Reese getting tagged down to 54, they're still able to take down almost 3 players, with Carr just now getting taken control of, and Yoster punishing the lurk player of 100 Ian. And now there's just 2 players left towards the Carr position, with 46 seconds left on the clock, 2 players towards both of these bomb sites. Basically a disaster waiting to happen, unless Blue Racers can pull a miracle out of their hands. Looks like they're slow walking out. Awaken's able to see the player cleanly take down Reese, as he's down at half HP. Ralphie's able to cleanly take the full HP player. Nade could connect on Stanislav, though he's playing a bit passive. He still has 17 HP remaining here. Though the Molly will deny the bomb plant here. Doesn't look like it'll kill him just yet. But he's now just forced to try to go aggressive to find frags.
There's 15 seconds. Pieface is already behind. He can't get this bomb down. There's no way it's going to be fake. And Pieface just swings into it, yeah. As soon as that time ran down that low, and especially with the 3 players left, that round was pretty much over. It was a good enough attempt to get the opening there from Awaken, but it didn't come to much. So pause now for the side of Blue Racers. Just seeing what they can do right now. They're probably going to... It depends on the buy. Stanislav's got 6.1k. So it depends what they do with this one. But yeah, Socially starting to bring it back now, starting to win those Angels, and just starting to put Blue Racers really where they want them.
I would say the main thing to point out at the moment is, except for Reese and Ralphie, because he's now upgraded to an op, I mean, their money's getting worn down a little bit because they want to go for upgrades and having reinvested in their utility here. But otherwise, they have an op and 3 AKs on the CT side now. They could easily keep on building on this streak, and if they can keep players alive like they've been doing with these big 2-3k multi-frags through players like Moshi and Reese down on Banana, I could see a world where they easily just turn this 4-2 into something dominant like an 8-4. They can keep on building on this streak and countering Blue Racers' play.
Well, match unpaused. We'll see if they can do exactly what you predicted. Now, Yeah, they're just going to go for pistols, you know, the body armor on the side of Blue Racers. Utility to get themselves somewhere. Mainly flashes on that one, trying to take away the vision from Socially. But yeah, again, this default setup over towards B, you know, just default setup around the map. But a B rush incoming, falling back up towards the site, slowed down by those mollies. And actually, smokes left in sparse, really, to try and dissipate them. They're leaving one smoke over, maybe to get that towards CT or Coffin, to at least enable them to cross. But yeah, this passive play up towards the B bomb site from Moshi and Reese, respectively, might pay dividends for their push, expecting someone close. Here it comes then, throwing flashes and smokes over. Moshi lines up two as they start to push in, gets the third as Stanislaw pushes through the smoke, and backing off yet again are the T players. Not going together individually, one by one, and just not being able to win out those angels because they've got no head armor. Psyche sticking around, and Moshi might get the next through the smoke, but he doesn't. Out-deagled, outplayed, and Reese gets taken down too. No smokes for left to cross, and well, Pieface shuts down the bomb, and that's the round over.
I mean, even with that situation, it was good that the lurk was found. Having the bomb completely split from the players is a questionable move. But I'd say the most questionable move would be investing the two smokes like they did towards CT and Grave there, but no molly towards quad. It just gave Moshi a free shooting gallery to mow down all the players running through with deagles and not giving a good enough engagement. They need those mollies to expose and isolate those players to allow these deagles to have good enough duels to be able to at the least body down the players and have a fair fight for the B-take situation here as we continue on. Looks like another B fight. Could be an op peak going on here. Looks like Psyche's had the space to move on. A close nade's going to come in, bring him down to 58. Another nade from the T's won't connect towards any players as they're already set up passive. Towards CT, looks like they're setting up a quick boost for Moshi here once again. Looks like Blue Racers is very conscious about this. Though having both players towards the CT after the op shot could surprise them. As well as this double op setup. So it looks like it'll be two ops rotating towards B here.
I mean, I like this passive setup, right? You don't want to lose those fights too early on, and they look like they're confident of their ability to retake over towards B. Now that Orcs postured up over towards Coffins, and Awaken's making himself out on towards A. Two players left here to try and fake it out, to try and bring that one player back over towards the A bomb site, but sticking where they are right now, 100 Ian, to be the one to face first with the map 10. Lack of weaponry, so send him in first. Bomb being dropped to the back of the pack, and Moshi's got a good angle to just play over this smoke and let them through, maybe hold that trigger discipline, but he takes down one eventually. Reese gets another, but it's all T side. It's all yellow in the kill feed. Ralphie left in a 1v3 all of a sudden, but he gets the one up towards first oranges. Now he might hear this player rotating over towards banana, flash out to fake the push through it, but goes over towards Coffins instead. And now he's got two in the same place. Will he read this? Molly's out to try and clear angles, but yeah, still players two up towards banana. Morfate's going to be the first contact. Nade going out, and the bomb ticking down ever so more. It's Ralphie with the kit as well, but they are just in the double swing, and no way he can get two there. And while Blue Racers finally answer back.
If he ended up having a smoke there due to how they positioned, there was a complete opening as they're both towards banana to just smoke, pop a flash, and just stick that defuse and probably get away with the round, to be honest. With that being the case, looks like a timeout's going to be called by Socially there. Maybe double op setup, not... Yeah. Maybe double op setup, not the best move here. I guess with you here, you can actually check the console. Is it technical?
Yeah, so Awaken called a tech timeout for the side of Blue Racers. So yeah, I mean, double AWP can be feasible. You know, you put one towards mid, one towards B. It's I'd say it's fairly standard. I do it all the time, but I'm not exactly the best of CS players.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. While we're paused, let's talk about the actual maps we've got in this lineup. We've got Inferno first, then we've got Overpass, and then to finish it off, we'll have Mirage. Now, those are a good few map selections. What do you think about that? What do you think about these three maps?
I think it's probably the most safe and standard choices they could end up making. Try to think about the maps they're most comfortable on. And then with Mirage, I think it's the representation of the most balanced map of just... There's a pretty standard flow to it, but it's a touch more on the tactical side than, say, a Duck 2. So it's a lot more reliable to play through when it's going to be based on your strategy and execution, as there's a set meta and development to it. So it's a really safe decider. So it shows that both these teams are maybe being a bit conservative with their vetoes and what they're deciding to try to play around here. Seeing the picks chosen by them, mostly choosing what they're most comfortable with, and not trying to come up with something new out of the box to catch any surprises here. So maybe more reliable to say this could be a 3-mapper. Good molly, Ralphie trying to burn in it, and Moshi already left at 22 HP. Able to get one before getting traded out. Some good damage with the Moss. Main issue with the double op setup is as they're transferring this into an 8-pick now, if they're stuck with the double op, they'd probably be left with another op on the retake and be a disastrous situation. However, now it's just the op trying to rotate in time to hold the site. Reese with Deagle will have to take one duel potentially. Psyche tries to lurk for more, though. He's just throwing that one basic CT smoke and running away, which should easily confirm this is a fake, though. Looks like Ralphie's getting fooled by it, though. Second deciding last second. And with Arch left open, he's able to take the duels. Misses the first shot. That's library control now given up. Gustaire's aware of them pushing in, holding at a deep angle here, able to catch them by surprise, getting the double onto Awaken and Fake, leaving it at 3-on-2, and he's just stalling on this site. No time for him to plant. Even with the nade, he's still stuck here, and it's just leaving Stanislaw isolated, and Ralphie with the clean flick to finish it off. Socially Esports to win the round and keep it to a 4-5 scoreline here. And keep 3 weapons in place at least.
They have Joseph to thank there. Those 3 kills, clinical, winning the round for them. That's exactly what they needed. Anyone else, you know, if he gets 1, yeah, maybe okay. 2, that's better, but 3 just won the round entirely. So yeah, maybe buy him a pint after that one. But yeah, they tried to leave Psyche over there yet again to at least bring one back. And well, Reese had the AWP. He did get fooled by it, but then did decide to go back and miss the AWP shot. Now it's only Glockson from the Eagles, and Ralphie's going to get 1 on the dry peak from Fake. So yeah, this round, I don't expect anything from it, because they've only got just a handful of pistols. But yeah, so
I mean,
I think winning the round just helped them out there.
I mean, say we can spend a minute to just think about how amazing and genius that last round was, hiding deep in that like dark position on the A bomb site there, knowing that they're going to push Arch, but hiding until they're hopefully looking the wrong way. You saw as one of the players was jumping onto the bike to jump into Graveyard. He was peeking left and right to try to clear both Graveyard and the site at the same time, and got caught out at exactly the wrong time, and was already prepared for the idea of the second guy trying to re-peek to take the frag, and afterwards immediately crouched down behind the box to make sure he gave himself as much cover as possible to make the last 2 remaining players on Blue Racers put in a difficult position to try to contest against him and get him out of the bomb site.
Yeah, you know what we did miss? We missed the 100E and 007. We missed the James Bond. Yet to get a kill, yet to get an assist. Not having a fun game. The MAC-10 on hand yet again for him. And we're just going to push through the smoke for no apparent reason. Just giving up the advantage straight away. Yeah, you might want to get info and try and get it that way, but it doesn't matter because Pieface gives them another advantage as well. Ralphie also takes down 1 as they push through towards Arch. T separated, well, bomb in hand, but it doesn't even matter because an absolute dissipation for the side of Blue Racers and socially tear them apart.
They just played them like a fiddle there, just taking advantage of the fact that Blue Racers isn't going for any apps control at the moment. Only round I can recall them doing so, I believe, was the 3rd when they went for that slow A push and contact, and even then they were reluctant, even knowing their opponents were on a forced pistol there. So we'll have to see if they adjust and try to get some apps control. And now 100E and at a 009, basically like the 3-quel at this point, essentially.
Well, I think the main mistake, you talk about apps control, that's what they need. Pieface had free reign of it, right? You see how he got towards Spoiler, he just managed to clear them out because they didn't have any apps presence and they couldn't actually trade that kill. They didn't even check Boiler as well, so that's their main mistake. They're just going in, trying to face these angles 1 by 1. It worked for the first few rounds, but now, socially starting to warm up. You've got Moshi on 14, leading the pack. They are starting to wake up on the side of socially, starting to get these frags, and you need to clear them out because on the side of Blue Racers, they're just dry peeking at this point. No utility being used. You saw 100 Ian going through that smoke banana, and 2 players postured up over there, like, close immediately. So they need to start really working together as a team now instead of going in 1 by 1.
Yeah, I can agree with all that. I mean, at the least, they do have at least 5 rounds on this T side already, so not necessarily too much pressure if they can maintain just as dominant of a CT side as socially if they end up getting all the way to 10. They'll have to just wait and see as it's a dangerous pistol rush set up towards B, and they've been able to get Banana mostly for free, but Pieface already going aggressive into the apartments once again here. With that has the info that there's no one over here. And as Blue Racers tries to reset for a cross to take towards A, it's going to be a deep position of Pieface that's going to catch Awaken out first and completely deny players this long-range cross and have the info of all these rotations coming in. Face even throwing a flash to slow them down as they try to go for apartments control this time around, but get nothing else with it. Looks like Social Esports are already in a good position to successfully convert this round.
Yep, I think if you're on the side of Blue Racers, you need that lurk over towards Apps. Pieface just had too much position, was enabled one player to rotate over from A to go and help B, but well, now they've got that one initial kill, they're still putting that default play in. No one's rotated over yet. They'll probably will go when they made sound. Saying that, Joshua's going over already. So yeah, lined up towards B. Flash is about to come through to help them up towards CT so they can face towards the site instead of getting blinded. It's Reese singled out over towards Nubox. He does get one, can't quite get the second. 100 and finally gets his first kill, but Moshi manages to make it a bit more of an advantage yet again. Bomb does at least go down. Stanislaw through the smoke towards CT. AWP in hand to try and salvage this round for them, but Moshi smoke hits his teammate and he's just going to see that defuse. Actually, it works in favor of him if he was going to push, but Stanislaw decides to save that.
Yeah, smoke was a bit awkward, but still gives the cover that's needed. But considering it was just about an eco round, just before they get their full buy, able to get the plant down for full utility, and stealing away the off from the CT side is going to be devastating for the economy going into the later rounds. Even though they have over 10k built up, they'll at least bring Reese down to 750, and could have later implications for the very last round if Blue Racers are able to keep up the damage. Though currently Socially Esports still seem to be in a position here, and with it, they're going aggressive. 2 players deep towards mid here.
Oh.
Jostair getting ready to peek, and all these nades. Reese and Moshi taking down the aggression. And with that, bottom mid's in their control too. Stanislaw is about to go down. He's able to get the flick shot and react in time, but still, it's a disastrous situation here. Fake with just 13 HP. And full sight essentially in control. The Auster may be going too deep considering they're going to be able to go out of balcony here, but slow walking giving Ralphie an easy kill. Even though he amusingly gives up the position, giving the sight to Fake. The bomb is completely left nowhere to be found, and Yoster's lurk will eventually punish the rotation. Bomb left in second apps while Fake's left alone on the A site with 13 HP. Looks like he's aware of the opera here. Cleanly takes down Ralphie, but not able to take down the second of Yoster, defending the bomb. Socially Esports to make a fool of Blue Racers to get their 8th round.
You can't lurk with the bomb like that. That was a too late of a decision to rotate over. Yeah, sure, they might have had A over there, but yeah, that rotate was way too late because they don't know where the rest of these players are. And that shows because they just ran up towards second apps and it caught off guard and the bomb dropped. So yeah, late round call is not looking great. Maybe an opening could be had from Stanislaw. Misses the shot as one crosses to Boiler. And actually, look at this short setup on the side of Socially. They had 2 over towards there, nearly 3. But yeah, it's not looking good if you're Blue Racers. You know, just losing the bomb, being picked off one by one, allowing Pieface to get so much apps aggression, which he isn't doing now. Smokes traded, one up towards the entrance of B, just in response to that CT smoke, and Ralphie's got an angle. Maybe he might be dry peeked yet again, and he spots the shoulder and gets the kill as well. Now Smoke going out, maybe just to deny that position, but well, they're facing him already. Flash out to make sure he can try and re-peek that. Stanislaw's up close, and I don't think he expects it. Meanwhile, Jorster gets one shadow spotted, head taken down. At least they can maybe try to wrap around now. But it's Jorster up this position yet again. 100 and Flash out for his team to come out balcony. And actually, the swap places. Pieface is all the way up as Fake makes his way down towards mini pit. It leaves that lone CT player up towards the B bomb site and can't get one pre-fire. But Pieface shows his face through that smoke. And Moshi and his teammate Reese come through to rotate now, try and retake this site, but the bomb's going over towards B. 100 Ian sells the fake well as he takes down one, but it's going to be a 2v2.
I think it's a good situation here. And you can see this round, Blue Racers tried to adjust by at least having one player go to the apartments early to try to have that presence towards it, make sure Social Esports didn't go aggressive again to get the punish. But both these players are going for the A site retake, yeah.
Oh no.
I don't think they realize the bomb's not here yet.
They've got to. They've got to have headphones, surely. Yeah, they know it now. They know
Certainly,
it now.
but now the bomb's already ticked 20 seconds and it's a 2v2 with Stanislaw and an op in his hands. And with that, Blue Racers has a bit of confusion end up going on their favor. Thinking about everything else, we'll have to see. But seeing Blue Racers at least adjust a little bit to try to go for that apps control, I'd say is the main move that's benefited them. Socially Esports trying to have the restraint to not push apartments as well, knowing they're able to get away with that for that round. Blue Racers now with a 6-8 score. Should be decent enough to go to the side swap on their own map pick. Though we'll see what this last round has in store for us, other than an AUG on Yaster coming into play.
Yeah, I mean, 6 rounds on the... ooh, the tag down to Blackface. Yeah, 6 rounds on the T side of Inferno ain't too shabby. And, you know, if they can get this 7th as well, they're looking in good shape to try and take back this map, losing the lead early on. But yeah, picking up the bomb eventually. We'll see where it goes over as the AWPer just still up towards mid, trying to face up towards any peak. And actually, Reese getting flashed in, good for one. Doesn't spot the player to the right. But yeah, makes it equal, and it's a 4v4.
With that situation, looks like things have been reset a little bit. Players split around the map as a collective. Only difference is Moshi is solo holding towards B. Enough noise coming in that Ralphie's going to gamble to rotate here. And Fake's been able to catch Yaster unaware. With that being the case, he's able to catch the second, destroying people with the Galil here. With that, the A site's under their control. Moshi and Ralphie, the last two left, likely to just save at this point with the A site under Blue Racers' control.
Well, it's last round. Why would they save?
Because it might as well be just as effective. It'd take a miracle here, considering Psyche has this position here, able to take Moshi down safely. And with it, Ralphie left in a 1v4 with an op, and Awaken getting spam shots through the smoke to connect him down. Blue Racers able to keep it even with a 7-8 score going to the next half.
Yeah, well, they did bring it back after Socially got a few rounds under their belt, but yeah, we'll see how this swap comes out. I mean, if you're on the CT side is the better side, pretty much on most maps, I'd say, but Inferno, it's one of those where if you do know your utility well and you do utilize it well, you're going to have players down to half HP before the round even starts, and you're going to be able to have so much map control anyway before the T can get much of it. But they're going to be rushing up towards second mid on the side of Socially, just waiting for that bulk peak. And when it's happening, Awaken spots 4, might spot the 5th as well up towards Mexico, but decides to fall back anyway. And they're still not rotating anyone over on the side of Blue Racers. They're keeping this firmly set up with 3 towards B. Awaken repositions over towards Long. Now, he can't help his teammate. They could come out boiler here if they do choose to do so without being spotted, but you have got Fake up over towards Apps. CZ about to face one, and it's Ralphie maybe to go down. I don't know. Yeah, he takes down Fake anyway. So now this Rap can come in full force because they've taken both players down on the A site. All 3 left to rotate through Banana, and they're going to get the bomb down.
And with this being the situation, Blue Racers trying to play passive on this first or second pistol, I guess, on this CT side, had no information and just let Socially Esports set up for the contact on 2 points initially and just make it a 5-on-3 essentially for free with no rotations coming in, with not even the Banana players trying to go for any information. And with that, it lets Socially Esports get the pistol almost for free when you really think about it.
Yep, not a fan of that sub from the side of Blue Racers. And I mean, they're playing so individually as well towards that A site, right? If you are going to put 2 there, why would you put each other so far apart? Because you're just leaving yourself a 1v3 or 1v4 wherever you are. If you can play those 2 players over towards the site, you may have a chance in it. If you play one towards Pit, if you play one towards Default as well, you might have that chance. You'll be able to hear if they rotate through long behind you. Then you're a bit of a sticky situation, but yeah, that setup from Blue Racers, not a fan of.
Yeah, let's wait and see how they adjust. It looks like they have their own force coming in now. 3 Deagles, an MP9, and a Scout. And I like this move that they have 3 leaning towards B here. We'll see if they try to go for any contact, though the Molly will deny it for the most part. Lurk under the sandbags. And Fake trying to find information and stop an A push from coming in. So they know it's the weaker side. Early mid smoke 2. Some good decisions being made, other than the fact those smokes are getting thrown possibly too early. 100 Ian able to take down the first with the MP9, set up around the flashbang, take down Moshi as well. And with it, Ralphie trying to take the fight, getting taken down by Psyche, and it looks like good utility and coordination and a plan to defend against Banana here has given Blue Racers the benefit.
Yep. And they're finally starting to pull people over towards. Hey, and Pieface just walks out into the open. Fake to 1D him. Well, Joster, 1v5. If you ever got something to show for yourself, show it now in the grand finals. Bomb in hand. He's got utility to work with as well. 2 flashes of smoke and a Molotov in hand. So he can get himself out somewhere at least. Awaken watching up towards Zaps. He's going to be his first point of contact. You've got a player rotating over towards many people. But it doesn't even matter. The headshot with the scout, that's clean. And well, there we go. That's that forced round 1 back. And that's a pretty good round from Blue Racers.
Yeah, and knowing they have the ability of this individual skill, actually having players try to help and set up for them so they can use that skill appropriately, is really important. So it's good to see them adjust with that eco plan to already steal that second round conversion away and even up the score on the CT side a lot earlier than expected by Socially. With this, we'll have to see if there's an eco plan or a force, essentially, of Socially Esports' own kind, and it'll be Moshi with that first contact towards Car. Won't be able to get the second as the nade's able to help Psyche finish him out. Fake's already having to burn all of this apps utility here, and a rotation toward B as well. They could go towards either site here, and with some good deagle shots, turn this into a disaster.
Yeah, well, Bomb is still over towards spawn. I think Ralphie might go and pick it up now. Ooh, he's just checking over towards mid. They're leaving Reese alone here to try and get something done up towards Banana. But yeah, Awaken's just watching this push from Pieface, swings into it, takes him down to 34. And just about to fall back there from Apps is the D player. So Bomb now making its way over towards B. Reese still has that Banana position that they can utilize. They're going to boost over. That nade looks to be nice. Going over towards CD, catches Stanislaw down to 89. And well, he's got a couple of players to face. Dry peeking, and Reese swings into his crosshair, falling back over towards CT. But all 4 players now over towards Banana. Pushing in, it's Psyche from Nubox. Spots one, can't quite track him down. But Stanislaw to try and finish it off, cover it up. And somehow it's a winnable round now. Both players rotating towards Banana. Pieface 7 HP. Reese 85 with the AK. It is doable. Awaken is going to take first contact and takes down Pieface as well. Now it's 30 HP and 100. 2 flashes. Reese with pretty much nothing apart from the AK and HP to work with. Over, up towards Nubox. Expects one to be over towards Coffins. Knows one is Banana, definitely. But both are. Now they're going to start to pincer around him. Awaken to his left. And actually spotted out. Fights taken all around. And when it looked winnable for Socially, but Blue Racers just about eke it out.
Yeah. The fact that Blue Racers are able to salvage it and hold on good, however, that bomb plant is a dangerous situation, considering all the damage Socially has caused. They're likely in a good position to force this once again if they really feel like it. But the important thing to consider here, I say, would be Pieface. Even though he's brought down to 37, I believe, with that boiler engagement, what that did is it ended up keeping both of those A-site players there, even when they were contacting into B, concerned it might have been a fake or something of the sorts. And with that being the case, it gave them the 2-on-2 duel situation. And with a good flash or two, they had the room to take that site originally in the first place.
Yeah, well, speaking of flash or two, it's Moshi blind to get one, but Psyche through the smoke, drops the bomb in hand. And 3 players left trying to push through that smoke. Respawn with the Tech 9 down to 16. Just recovering pistols now. That nade is good. Actually through the smoke as Awaken gets 4.
That's a good round for Awaken to handle the anti-eco there as they keep it a conservative move with just some pistols that time around so they can be better prepared and have a decent bit of utility with these AKs. With it, they're only 1 round down against Blue Racers. However, they can keep up the CT side dominance. They could end up taking their map in a good fashion, depending on how this goes. Looks like Stanislaw going for a deep nade towards mid early. Will only do a hair of damage onto Reese. Otherwise, looks like not much utility thrown yet, other than that deep nade will bring Reese down to a respectable 59 in contrast. Fortunate for them, that's the main player with the Galil on the moment. But Moshi's been able to find an opening here, trying to play around that molly, and punish the dry peek from Psyche as well, And with that, this B site's completely open. Panic rotations as Moshi runs through, waiting for the pop flash to go through, jumping by and saving his teammates. Although unfortunate timing, trying not to shoot Moshi, lets Stanislaw get a double on both of them. And Ralphie on the site with just 5 HP. Yoster able to find the value of the lurk to deny the rotation. Though Ralphie could go down with the bomb, they smartly rotate out. Stanislaw willing to go for the information here, could catch players out, but Yoster is just here waiting for the peak. AK showing its advantage, and Socially Esports to even the score 10-10.
Yep, Moshi 2 free kills there. 100 and just swinging him to win, and then you've got one player just trying to dry peek, get that trade. They're going back into their old habits, and well, an equal scoreline yet again. And both teams still able to bite into it. Yeah, Moshi, 21 kills on that man. He's having a game. He's doing well. He's pretty much putting the team on his back. Banana take yet again for the side of Socially. It's shut down. They're still midway up there. 3 players from the CTs still trying to make their way and get that presence, trying to get that control, but they are going to fall back eventually. So, yeah, it's just Socially now. They need to try and poke something, try and see if they can get that entry, which they have been doing, to be fair, when it's being given to them. So it's up to Blue Racers now to not give that entry away.
Look like we have an op handed to the more familiar player. We've seen it on Stanislaw now as he holds towards Arch. For we have a small problem as there's 2 pesky players playing towards Car here and the smoke immediately being denied. Looks like players are leaning towards the right side at the moment. However, the bomb's still left at the bottom of T ramp here with a minute left on the clock. Situation B could become dangerous here depending on how Socially Esports plan to move. Though it looks like the 2 players have been able to pull a third to this B site. Though the bomb's still left at the bottom of mid, if they can just at least get the A bomb site itself, could leave them in a good position. As patience is being given, Moshi waiting to trade the duel. Psyche peeks out, able to catch the off angle on Reese, and Psyche able to respond, closing off Stanislaw's tag as he peeks with him. And with that, it's a 5-on-3 situation. However, they're on the wrong bomb site. If they can take this cleanly, could be a good situation here. However, Awaken's able to take down 2, not able to get the third, but still it's a 1v3 situation on this A site. 15 seconds remaining. Psyche will take down the last remaining player, giving himself a 3K, and Blue Racers maintain the lead 11-10.
Yeah, I mean, not much to say. That it seems like Socially, when they don't get given that entry, they feel like they need to try and force it out from them. And maybe not in the right way. That setup on Banana, that crossfire, absolutely lethal, but it's Psyche to get to anyway. Orb didn't even need to do anything. So they're just going to buy Deagles and a bit of body armor on this one, on the side of Socially. It's Psyche to peek out, maybe through that smoke. Molly might force Moshi up into the open, and that nade certainly tags him down to 60. Some of his health remaining, and Reese barely has any. He takes up shots, but spray through the smoke. And well, they have to fall back from this now if you are the side of Socially, but Moshi still wants to continue. He still wants the frags, but it's not happening because Psyche takes him down. 2 players left then, over towards A, Glock and Deagle for these 2 players, and I don't think they're going to get anything done. The distraction jump, his Pieface gets taken down first, but it's Jawser to go with a messy spray, and yeah, Ralphie's not going to be able to do anything.
Yep, Fake not getting fooled by the Glock player running out, kind of reading it as a bait maneuver, and focusing still on the apartments to immediately deny that Deagle of the shot he was going to go for there. Try to take out Quad. And even then, still, the third player, the main rotator, was able to get to that A site just in time if they needed it as well. With that, it looks like a tactical timeout coming out, I would believe.
Yep, it's tactical for Socially. They're the ones to call it. Now, I think they just need to go together pretty much. They're so split up sometimes, and when they do look to go for an A execute, they've always got those 2 players over towards B, and pretty much all of the times that they try to do it, both of those players are dead.
And
so
also,
they leave themselves in a disadvantage straight away as well.
Yeah, and also with that being the case, the bomb's also just left in a terrible position. They just need to set up and be confident with maybe some kind of default play and just go back to more traditional moves. Try to support someone to try to find these picks early. If you want to go A but have that B control, work together and have more players towards B early on. Try to get those picks rather than just have 2 players trying to lurk around and maybe find something. But it ends up being kind of a questionable move doing it that way. It looks like it's gamble 3 stack from Blue Racers early on here.
Yeah, they're
They-
taking it. Look at
Yeah,
this.
looks like they're going for the
Taking it all
contest.
the way down.
But Reese is prepared and ready to go. His position's known, but he's able to peek out, and Moshi able to get the trade off of the information of Reese seeing him at least, pushing through the smoke, contesting it, and they're doing exactly as I thought, fighting for that banana control and immediately working on A with it, keeping these two players stuck on A and just split in this chaotic situation, not entirely sure where to go.
Yep.
And
well,
with it-
they need to go B now. They just
Yeah.
need to go. They've split them up, and they should know that they've split them up, right? I mean, because they've been going A a lot towards these late rounds, that's pretty much left these two Blue Racers players thinking they're going to go A again. Ralphie's going to sell this fake. It's going to give Stanislaw a bit of a edgy time as he's thinking, should I rotate, should I not? But nothing's been confirmed just yet. Lining up these smokes, lining up the flashes to get themselves in towards B. And it's all four now. It's Ralphie to come back, try and help his team. And there's only one player left. So as soon as this player goes down on the side of Blue Racers, it's going to be the safe call. However, he won't go down without a fight. Tap down over towards Pillar. They know where he is. And Jawster finished it off. Now, do they go for this? It looks like they're going to go for it just based on how they're moving around the map. But they might try not to save this one.
Ideally, it'd be best for them on both teams to try to save. No reason to try to destroy their money, and it's important for Socially to try to hold on to what weapons they have, because they don't have much cash either as for the second. We'll see how things go, but Socially Esports able to find a way to adjust and be confident, going for the banana control and immediately using utility to keep players dedicated on A before they actually go in for a B execute here. With that being the case, Socially Esports safely going to leave through banana, make it an 11-12 score. Following with that, an op and 2 AKs saved. Not much utility, but otherwise they're in a good position to continue this if they can play around and cause more surprises for Blue Racers as they go into this next full buy duel here.
Yeah, well, able to buy up again. We've still got gun rounds on our hands. And well, I think if you socially just, get it done, just try and get it done fast, try and tie up this game, and then you will have maybe the economy advantage. Now, they have got plenty of nays on the side of this, trying to take Banana yet again, and they are going to do it, and they've actually forced these two CT players back. It's Stanislaw up towards mid-aggressive to try and peek towards second, but he does fall back eventually, as no one was spotted, so playing the late info game most likely for Socially, just trying to get those picks as and when they come to them. But boost up towards short now for Blue Racers. And yeah, it's just a stalemate pretty much over at the map right now.
Yeah, we'll have to see how things set up here. Looks like they've been able to build and get apps and banana controlled mostly at this point. Counter utility going in, but Blue Racer's not really doing anything around it other than denying them from this execute for about another 15 seconds. And likely those drop downs from second mid are going to be heard by Fake, seeing how he looked to his left after the drop down, so pretty aware of the situation, but the utility is enough to get these players concerned for Fakes going for a risk and peeking towards mid, and without him seeing nothing there, immediately going for the play to push behind them here. I don't think Socially Esports is going to be prepared for this. Bomb carrier being taken down, all four players stacked up near each other being seen, flashbang to keep them away from going for this push, and three players now towards this B side. Highface could find a connection here, looking at the wrong way towards the smoke, and players being blinded through. The jump's able to save the op shot, connecting onto one. However, it's not going to matter as 100 Ian and Psyche are able to take them down, getting their 13th round on the board here, as it's a disaster for Socially Esports from Fake's risky maneuver.
Yep. Socially not checking there behind. They expected the Blue Racers players to stay put, but no, they didn't. Fake wanted more than really necessary, but it did get the info. It did manage to win the round for them. So, good bit of flank play from them towards the end. They're just going to try and make their way up second middle for now, just hiding from that peak. Stanislaw at least makes contact over towards one, but they're going to start to walk up. You've got Awaken fairly close to them. He's in a good position to maybe get one, at least two, as they start to peek through towards him. And when he's got a crossfire set up with Fate, maybe. But they're not going to check him, and he swings out to get traded by Ralphie. Now, this is a round where they could do something, and they're going to pull players back over towards the A bomb site. It's 100 Ian to come towards them. 3 players now left over here. And while these pistols are going to make something done.
I like this, considering the smoke wall and everything, keeping this B site nice and held. It's forcing them to gamble stack towards A here and allow Stanislaw to hold this site, anchoring down, getting a double onto Moshi and Pieface, and just one more player left isolated in the pit. Stanislaw is able to handle them one at a time. Psyche to come in from the side to save him from the last remaining player. And that's a 14th round. Maybe only 2 weapons saved, but enough money to cover their own expensive. And most importantly, with this in-game situation, getting these rounds to be able to get their map pick in their favor is far more important at this point. So we continue onwards with round 26 here. So it looks like another full buy is coming out. Looks like a standard default from Socially. Willing to peek towards the Opera here and punishing it. Moshi able to get that early frag and opening as they can play and lean towards A here.
Yep. Well, 2v2 situation now. If you're on the CT side and make that, you know, a 1v4, Awaken at least drops down the bomb. That can actually bring these 2 CT players now. And even through the smoke they go. It's Ralphie to not connect. And even Reese can't do that as well. Awaken having a round to save them in this one. And Moshi through the smoke can't transfer for the ace, but 100 and clears it up. What a 4K from Awaken.
Awaken just waking up, coming alive, and putting Socially Esports to sleep, if you will. Keep the puns in line. And with that, that's the map point round. So now they only need one more round to convert, and just stealing that away from Socially Esports has to be demoralizing. Especially considering Socially Esports, I don't remember if it was 2-1. It might have been 2-0 fashion last time they went against each other. I would have to look into that. But it certainly was a respectable dominance from Socially to take down Blue Racers last time into the semi. So seeing this from Blue Racers is a completely new team. And Awaken in this position, finding a early contact once again, already prepared to bring us to a map 2. Just wait and see, though. Smoshi setup boosted over the half wall if Blue Racers go aggressive here. They don't want to just yet, though it looks like more information's being wanted here. Though they're going to set up a flash with it, so keep Moshi off the position and able to find that early opening. So Awaken still holds towards short, and a B-lean's coming in here. And it's Stanislaw already prepared with the op on rotation, just holding deep towards Arch and rotating towards B now. Gonna see the players in a second. Smoke might be a bit too deep and allow them to force through. However, they're a bit too slow to react. And it causes them to delay here. 40 seconds left on the clock.
They need to do something now. They just need to do something. No matter where they go, there's going to be so many players to face them, and that's where they go now. They're going to have to go straight through the smoke, 104 back, but he goes through the smoke anyway, takes one blind, and this is going to be pretty much it for map 1. Ralphie has to address now, at least gets one with the deagle, but I don't see anything being recovered, as now he just tries to spray through that smoke, one up close to him, fakes out the bomb, but it doesn't even matter, as Awaken finishes it off. And well, we'll be going to Overpass very, very shortly. Make sure you join us for that one in just a minute.
I'd still be here when we're in hard times. Baby, just join in the fun. Running around, might lose my mind. The summer's only begun. I'd still be here when we're in hard times. Baby, just join in the fun. Running around, might lose my mind. The summer's only begun. Summer's only begun. Summer's only begun. Tell me, babe, it's untrue. Up all night just drinking, and I don't know what we'll do as the daylight starts to sink in. I'd still be here when we're in hard times. Baby, just join in the fun. Running around, might lose my mind. The summer's only begun. I'd still be here when we're in hard times. Baby, just join in the fun. Running around, might lose my mind. The summer's only begun. Summer's only begun. Summer's only begun.
I keep hearing voices in my head. I've been fighting thoughts of being dead. Just break me down until there's nothing left, so I can lay my demons all to rest. I'm at the point I've got nothing to lose. Is there some other path that I can choose? I understand if you don't wanna stay. I don't even like this part of me. I'm falling backwards. Heads on.
Hello, welcome back to Phoenix League Season 7 Grand Finals. Have Map 2 of Overpass between Socially Esports and Blue Racers. Commentary once again is myself, Trevor Victress, and Ann Pigeon. We are soon to get underway with the pistol here. Be Socially Pick of Overpass.
Yep, well, we're back again. We'll see if Socially can make this 1-1 or whether it's taken by Blue Racers in this map. And well, they're actually playing a fairly different map setup on the CT side that we usually see. Stanislaw taking an initial mid-peak, but has to fall back from that contact, and now Monster wants to be taken as well as the peak comes through. But all three of these players, including the bomb, are hiding up towards the right-hand side. They haven't been spotted. Awaken sees nothing, and they're going to swing out into the open, into him maybe as they come through. Moshi taps him down with the help of Ralphie. And now here they come. There's only one player left on this site. Fake's been spotted already, tried to be sprayed through the smoke, and he gets taken down as he goes through it. And it's a mess on this rotate as they start to come through. Moshi's on a tear. He's got 3 in the round, even dinks up Stanislaw. And while they're going to chase him, they want this kill. But that's an excellent opening pistol round there for Socially.
Try to run, but this delay that he's given himself looks like it's gonna seal his fate, most likely. So he ends up peeking towards the heaven, and Reese will be able to take him down to get his second of the round. And with those risky contacts getting punished, Blue Racer's getting taken down a bit on this initial CT side round. very interesting setup. Maybe a counter strat or something of some kind. Having the two players set up in restrooms as well as the fountain peak. But we'll have to wait and see what other tricks Blue Racers have up their sleeve. As we continue. Looks like an early nade stack as they fight for fountain control. Otherwise, it's a stack towards B and the connector, trying to find these close-range duels using these deagles for the most part. 100 Ian, keeping the connector smoked off. Nade should punish Moshi, bringing him down to 58 HP. And leaving us in a reasonable default situation with still a minute 20 left on the clock here. But Fake getting that early pick, stealing away that Galil. This could start to become chaotic.
Well, they've got that position up towards long right. They can now try and take that, but there's 3 players now coming over towards A. So it's going to be a messy take wherever they decide to go. Psyche blocks off vision with that smoke. 15 seconds of push denied, most likely, unless they decide to go through it. Ralphie finally meets it, and he's going to position up close towards it. They want to go towards A here. It's the definite play at the moment. They've got the bomb in hand, and it's even going up first. Moshi with so much confidence with that AK. 3 in the previous round. Who can't say he can get any more as Pieface opens it up onto the bomb site, sorry. And Psyche with the spray down with the MP9. He takes 2 as they enter. But it's still a 2v2, and now both these players coming behind from Banana. Stanislaus already positioned up close, and Joster, he gets it down. Spots the last, has to fall back because his teammate is on half HP with the MAC-10. So here comes the retake then. It's Fake. Galil, he's got 100 HP, he's got the body armor and the smoke as well. If he can find the bomb, put a smoke up towards it, maybe there's a slim sort of chance. But look at this crossfire here, and look at that Molotov as well. But Fake's going to save it.
Yep. With that, Fake able to save a Galil for the next round, but it's going to be a grim situation for the Racers as Social Esports are able to continue this lead and replace those SMGs with full-out AKs into this third round here. Should keep them with a good economy situation. That being the case, Blue Racers going to be stuck in a disgusting position. Likely to see them force up, though it'd be interesting to see otherwise. Or how they decide to manage their economy here. Looks like they're going for more of a save, only Fake spending a bit more on utility, but otherwise very conservative. Putting Social Esports in a good position to 3-0 this round.
Yeah, I mean, I respect the call there. You get your 2.9k on the next round. That's 4.900 Ian, and that's what Fake on 41850. You know, that's the money you need to be able to buy into it. So, yeah, the save call is fine there, and well, we'll see what they can get done with it. You've got Fake on this Galil. He can maybe catch out 1. Spraying down towards Moshi actually takes him down to 21, and even takes him down to 0. So Fake's now got an AK, weapon retrieved on his side, an even better one as well. Look at that stack as they turn around. Ralphie does recover that AK, means Reese can pick it up. But yeah, that's that stack through that X-ray. That's yeah, it looks strange.
Yeah, I certainly wasn't prepared for pushing that deep into the connector, because if you're aware of that ladder angle, you certainly want to hug as close to that wall as possible, so you can ensure you see the body of the person you're peeking, but instead he just let himself in a massive disadvantage, allowing the push to be punished, make sure bomb's still in their control, and lost the only single rifle that was in that connector, leaving just these deagles and other spare pistols laying around. Pieface getting the first, panic spraying, but able to maintain the transfer, take down Awaken, not lose his life in the process. Psyche able to steal 1 away before Yostair comes from the side, leaving 100 in with just a USP to get taken out by Yostair. That it's a 3-0 for Social Esports as we go into the first full buy round for Blue Racers. Looks like an AUG on Fake. Familiar face, but still the M4 meta in contrast to most pro teams at the moment. I believe a lot more ops are being purchased. Otherwise, Stanislaus with a pretty standard op purchased up. And an op on Ralphie as well for the engagement. Looks like we're setting up for just a standard B execute on Socially Esports. We'll see how much they wait for utility or how much control they decide to go for. It looks like they're just waiting for this water and monster molly to go away, the train to go by, and they're going to be going straight into Fake with an AUG. Well prepared for this engagement. So they're waiting, another resmoke coming out. 3 players positioned towards this B site. And with no one towards water, it's free for Fake to just hold towards this monster, turning the AUG into a turret. Psyche even getting some spray damage through that smoke there onto Ralphie. And with that, they've lost 2 players for nothing and still have no control around the map.
Yep. Well, Ralphie wants to get some control. That timing might play dividends, and it does because Psyche takes him down to 14. And well, yeah. Like, what do you do from here? You've got 1 player low HP. Yeah, it's that orb. You've still got the utility to maybe get yourself into this one. But Psyche says no because he gets 2 as he aggresses. Pieface gets 1 back at a 1v5, though. I don't see it doable. He's going to try and make his way out now. And, well, he's got 100 Ian first to face, but maybe even Awaken as well, as they finally get around on the board on the side of Blue Racers.
Lovely crossfire to finish it off for Blue Racers to get their first round into play. To see what other further adjustments are made. But otherwise, enough weapons alive on the CT side. Shouldn't be really any economy damage, if anything, growth, essentially. While Socially Esports are stuck with just a single hero AK as they go for this force. Well, I guess there's technically the... Oh, looks like it's an op that Ralphie's been able to pick up as well, but still, it's a bunch of deagles around otherwise. But they are at least setting up towards A to try to find contact and picks early as Moshi looks for this connector control. Reesh getting pushed out of water, but should be able to hear those players aggressing. With that, keeping 3 players towards this B site for the moment. Though enough information that they might be going away after throwing this utility. We'll have to just wait and see as Restrooms is just having control taken over. Socially Esports Smoke delaying a lot of time as we go to wait with 1 minute and 5 left to clock to see what Socially Esports do.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're just trying to play around this default, right? They expect 3 over towards B. That means they can get themselves over up towards Banana fairly freely after those pieces have been given. But here comes the A-take then. It's Psyche. Can drop the bomb as well as they start to come towards site. Stan tested, but he gets the kill anyway. And it's Psyche to clean it up with 3 and 100 Ian to finish it off.
Good job by Blue Racers to recover and hold. See how Socially Esports can respond when they have their next true full buy, which won't be this round. Be an easy conversion for Blue Racers to even up the score. And not only do they have that even score, they have 3 AKs on the CT side now with full utility. Should be able to have a decent handle on them. Only risky move I could see is if Stanislaw ends up getting exposed and 1 deagged on one of these crazy engagements. Though it looks like Nade will decentivize that move, at least early. Reese tries to find the contact, and players going back and away. Moshi taking first contact against that Opper, and already a 3rd player rotated onto this A site now as they try to do the split push with just pistols.
So, I think if Socially are able to, figure out, because they have done already, they've played one over towards mid here, and then they've been able to push up long because they've both fallen back on the CT side to help each other. Now, I think if they do this a little bit faster, they'll easily be able to catch off one of the long players on the rotate back, or they'll be able to get that position and then catch them off behind them from the bomb site with the assistance of someone or 2 players up towards Banana. So they are figuring out this default play, and they are playing around it well. It's just with Glocks they couldn't get anything done. But now we're into a gun round. We'll see what they do.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It's very important to see what goes on here, considering how scared they were on that A hold. Completely shown in contrast by Stanislaw going aggressive and getting that pick on Yaster, playing around the flashbang timing, allowing them to get that early pick. Now they can just play as conservative as they want once again, but this time with the man advantage. So these weapons might not matter as much on Socially. The only benefit is the long lurk coming in here. But the Opper could easily take him down, though it's Ian going for that contact. And Fake's gone aggressive and take down Reese alone towards water. These players getting isolated, taken down 1 by 1. Once again, leaving just Pieface and Moshi remaining. Moshi with just 3 points of HP, they easily get taken down. Pieface left alone in a 1v4 situation. Stanislaw about to take contact. Though it looks like he's actually gone past each other. Won't have much of an impact. But, yeah, Stanislaw safely looks around, clears the angle, takes the round. Blue Racers with 4 rounds in the row to get the lead.
The bomb was in upper tunnel at 1 minute into the round, and there was 2 players left alive. You can't be doing that. It's just now getting indecisive from the side of Socially. They've won those first 3 rounds and now they're really starting to struggle. And well, it shows by them not really going anywhere together, but together they are going to go down towards Con, try and get this position, at least get one on this split. Now, it might be heard from 100 Ian as that Molotov does come out. One up towards Party might be tested, but all that block of the team means 100 Ian can get one for free pretty much with Pieface, at least trades it out. But to be faced yet again is 100 Ian and just taps as he tries to fall back. And it's Moshi left 20 HP, the next one to go up against 100 Ian. They just can't take him down. Awaken finally comes through to help, but a 4K for the man with 100 in his name. And well, yeah, that was a messy take. That Molotov just completely slowed them down. Someone hit their head coming out of connector, and that slowed everything down. Made them burn the molly. And well, 100 Ian got 4 kills.
I love their willingness to try to go for running through the molly, but Blue Racers was by and large ahead, immediately back-pacing with the molly as well to make sure no opportunities are given for free. And with it, Blue Racers are able to just set Socially ablaze and just leave them at low HP and just easily finish them off, spraying with the AK. With that being the case, they're in a good position to maintain control here. Not really seeing any answers coming out for Socially Esports. It looks like water control's already been given up by them as they try to work through connector, maybe going for a water retake here? We'll have to see, as it's kind of confusing to see what they're trying to do here.
Well, look at this. Fate's got short tunnel control already. He can now relay this information to the team that it's most likely not going to be towards A, and actually 2 players are going to push around it. So as soon as any contact is made over towards this A bomb site, look, you've got Psyche. He can rotate over because it's all been cleared. This is a perfect play from the side of Blue Racers, and well, Socially, they've got to act fast because they've got one player, coming behind them. Opted for 4 players to face them up towards the site. 100 Ian, 4 kills in the previous round, and he starts off with a double spray down. Doesn't quite peek into the third, but he does peek into the long player. Reese does take it down and actually makes it, but it doesn't matter because it's all kill feed in the favor of Blue. Ralphie does get one, but peeks into the crosshair of Awaken.
Yeah, getting that double initially with the AUG and the turret just completely breaks that push and gives even more time for players to rotate in and finish off. Doesn't even matter, the long player gets him after. Basically seals the round at that point, besides a frag miracle from Socially, confirming the situation. And is that an M249 on the ground?
I was just about to say it was
I
dropped.
assume it's a misbuy, as he's now back on an M4. That's a tragic situation. Maybe the good old buy bug is back. But we got 2 AUGs now on the CT side.
I'd have kept with it. That's the ultimate BM if you manage to get a kill with that. And if you're against Deagles as well, that's just tilting if you get killed by an M249. And the Gev, yeah, you can stomach that up, but not the M249. That is the worst weapon, I think, pretty much in the game. You know, no one uses it.
I feel like the only thing that makes it so trash is mostly the price tag. Otherwise, it's not actually the most useless thing ever. It's just, for 5,200, you just can't defend that price point with how difficult the CT side is. It's like the same situation with the Auto Sniper, except the Auto Sniper is a bit stronger. But the thing is, when it just does a similar role to the op and it costs even more, it's hard to argue it being worth that purchase other than trying to mess with some people emotionally. With that, Moshi's able to get a tag, and I'm assuming this M4 is still laying around CT somewhere. The T's could actually end up picking up this rifle,
no.
as Yoster is able to get the double in this eco situation. Bomb's able to get down, planted in time though, and Yoster has an op in his hands in this 2v2 situation, and Reese is already lurking right into the smoke here.
I love this
If the
play.
player's left unprepared, could be a disastrous situation. Yoster already catch one by surprise, leaving Fake in the 1v2. And he is looking the right way, aware of the possibility, and just sprays him through the smoke. That's ridiculous. I don't know if he just read the situation correctly, but it's still a safe op position as he has to try to fake this defuse. But with that nade, he could have possibly punished if it landed directly on Yoster, but he had armor. But Socially Esports able to get around on the board, stealing that away. The M249 is nowhere to be found, so it looks like it might have been properly thrown off the map, unfortunately for us.
Yeah, Joester saved his team there. Insane play. We've seen him doing it on Inferno, now he's done it here on Socially's map pick. And while that brings out a tactical timeout for the side of Blue Racers, if you've just lost to a round like that, then you might be tilted 2-1 Deags for the UK side. on the hand of Jawster. And now it's still a gun round. They can still buy into this, but the money is looking shaky. If you're on Blue Racers, you're only going to get 1.9k if you do lose this round. So you've got to win this one to keep your economy pretty much in check.
Yeah, we can be toxic and assume it's tilt factor, though a more reasonable way to maybe be more relaxed and optimistic and think about it is Blue Racers just trying to reset and a pause because they have enough money, at least for this next buy, going on now, and they want to make sure that doesn't happen again and just reset the situation, slow down the place, and come up with whatever strategy they want to use and pull out here, coordinating the team to be able to shut down Socially Esports and immediately deny that comeback from that stolen round.
Well, back into it yet again after the pause has been gone. And we'll fake that nade might land in the perfect place just to do a little bit of tag damage. Actually, just gives a haircut to Jawster. It's lockdown, you need one in these times, but the nade to do it for him. Moshi just up towards Connector, just trying to spot something out that's not coming just yet. And well, an eventual A push it looks like as the bomb is still left over towards T-Spawn. And that boost, Reese nearly turned away at the wrong time. Just turns back, however, and Awaken caught off guard. Now it's an advantage yet again for the side of Socially, finally back into it. And look at this player up towards Party 100, and he's got the perfect position if they decide to wrap back up through Khan. And Fake's already up close towards short as well. Been spotted, tagged down to 15. Smoke over towards Heaven, completely denies the player playing there. And that nade might do a little bit of damage towards Psyche. 1 HP yet again, but it's Jawster to open up. Psyche on the low HP to get one, but traded out. And it's Stanislaw left over towards Pit with the AWP. And well, 3v1 in hand, they still know he's here, I think, because they might have had a sound cue. They're going to try and wait to see if he comes and gets the peak, but no scope.
Oh my god.
It's him.
Oh!
Did he get the second as well?
If it was just a pixel more to the right so it didn't wallbang through the corner, that would have been a second kill and a potential 1v3. They almost gave him the full 1v1s. Look, they actually did give the 1v1s in the situation. It was just purely the tag there. Almost just went full Kenny S mode with the no scopes there. To almost steal it away, but despite that not being the case, Socially Esports getting rewarded for holding that water control and punishing the aggressive moves from Blue Racers to try to contest for it. And with it, the Molly will certainly give away Awaken's position in Connector and allow Socially Esports to hold the situation as they split control, punishing another aggressive push being given by Psyche. And Pieface likely to catch the USP of Stanislaw. That's already 3 of these pistols left, and most of the map under control of Socially Esports. Should be an even scoreline coming to us soon enough.
Position. That's a good flash from 100 Ian. Fake managed to pistoling down George. Here comes Awaken. Oh, he gets the dig as well. Now this is a messy round. They've got something to do with this, but surrounded by 3 players, Awaken, no way he's going to get another. It's 100 Ian left alone on this site around towards Dyson. Takes down one. They need to trade it thick and fast, and they do. And with 50 seconds left, you've got Fake rotating over, and they're watching it with the AWP, tapping down the AWPer. It even gets Moshi as well. This is so winnable now. A 1v1, and Ralphie plants towards Bank. So where does he go from here? What's the play? Checking that he's not re-aggressing up towards Banana and Toilets, and he isn't, but he's still aware of it. And Fake's all coming all the way around over towards CT and trying to come through to flank. Now, does Ralphie read this situation right? He's still looking over towards Toilets, and this internal clock has got to be clicking now because he finally comes over. Here's the sound cues from Fake and takes his time and wins out the 1v1.
Good situation by them to handle that and bring us to that even scoreline. Almost losing the round, but the main thing to look at would be the economy damage, as 3 of these players are now at less than $1,000, and it's going to leave them in a sketchy situation if Blue Racers can convert this CT round, make sure they have that lead going into the final 3 to 4 rounds of this first half of Overpass. Socially Esports certainly want to get that lead on T side going into CT of their own map pick. Though, looks like they might not be in a position to do so unless they can adjust appropriately. The off-going aggressive will be punished, and Moshi gets a free double here. Not only is that 2 A players taken down here, but Yoster and Reese are able to get the trades on the aggression, and now it's Psyche left alone towards Graffiti, just deciding to rotate towards A to try to save his weapon as he runs. And these aggressive moves from Blue Racers are getting punished time and time again, giving Socially Esports these rounds now. As Socially Esports now with the lead, 7-6. Looking at the situation, 2 rounds left remaining after this. Blue Racers likely to save for that final round, so Socially Esports with an almost guaranteed victory with an 8-7 half, even if Blue Racers would win the final round here.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing that thing they did in Inferno right on the side of Blue Racers. They're peeking and individually one by one dry as well. You saw those peaks up towards Connector. They were pretty much dry. You saw those players coming up towards short on B. They were dry as well. And that leaves Blue Racers up on the pistols, and they're just going to watch for these pushes now, expecting them and knowing they're on the pistols maybe as one is up towards long toilets and Psyche down to 45 before he even sees anyone. And well, 100 Ian behind the tree. Pieface has got to get this kill, and he does with the help of Jawster. And they're just going to start to pick them apart now because there's one player up towards long toilets, and he goes down straight away. And there we go. There's the A bomb site. You've got Fake rotating over. Psyche does at least get one, but a 2v4. Weaponry disadvantage. Fake is going to at least get traded out here. This is the round 1.
That got scary for a second, giving Fake the 1v1 duels, able to take one at a time. Not able to body down the second to Yaster, but still got concerning. Psyche able to get an AK to try to hide and save with, which will be nice going into the next round. But Socially Esports getting that 8th as reasonably predicted. It was just 1 round. Let's see if Blue Racers are able to calm down and slow it down a bit and not give these opportunities to Socially Esports as willingly. They're trying to catch them by surprise, but Socially Esports being prepared for the situations have always taken them down for these previous 2 rounds. And with it are going to be rewarded with a half lead, guaranteed going into the CT side of Overpass, which is their map pick.
Yep. One more round for this half, and well, at least they can buy into it on the side of Blue Racers, and well, plenty of confidence on the side of Socially. You've got Jawster and Moshi just doing pretty much most of the hard work. Ralphie chiming in with a couple every now and then, and Pieface and Reach just bringing in the rear as well. So these 2 main people just fragging out for the side of Socially is really giving them a fair few amount of rounds. And now we'll see where Moshi goes up again, up towards Connector. It's Pieface to get himself out towards mid. It looked like he was going towards Playground, but throws over the flash to give him some more position through that smoke. Molly up towards Party to clear it, but yet again, they're playing this passive default, and Jawster reads the boost. Slow peeks into it, but gets the headshot anyway. Awaken taken down. And while the early advantage left for Socially.
Yeah, and not even just with that being the case, within the first 20 seconds of the round, they have 2 players taking water control, just some nade harassment to push Blue Racers off of holding towards Fountain, and has Connector control as well with the remaining 2, with still 1:30 left on the clock. With this, they can do whatever they feel like working with. It seems like Blue Racers is somewhat aware of what Socially Esports is trying to prepare for, but with the early opening already found, Moshi with the cheeky angle through the hole in the door could catch a surprise aggression play if needed, but Pieface could get caught off guard, but Stanislaw is too afraid to push Connector with this up. Could be a very awkward situation, leave this A site exposed. All players stacked towards the right bomb site here, be up to the execution. Reese and Yaster left with low HP, in a good position to set up if they can hold. Though it looks like a 1-to-1 trade's gone in, and Psyche with the pre-fire spray, even though he's blind, is able to transfer onto 2. 100 Ian to take down Yaster. Pieface, the last remaining player in a 1v2. Psyche going aggressive to catch him by surprise to let Blue Racers keep it as close as possible, getting their 7th round on the board as we go to the second half.
Yep, well, Socially doing well to recover those 5 rounds after the winning streak of the CTs, but now it's time for now it's time for Blue Racers to really show what they've got on their T side, and we need everyone, even Awaken, to start fragging. One of the main players on Inferno having a bit of a slower start at the moment, but still the scoreline it's pretty much even. If whoever wins this pistol round will have a really good advantage going into the rest of this map. However, we'll see what they do on the T side. They're just trying to get up towards some mid presence, and now look at this stack over towards B as well. They expect all of them to be here, but this long presence being taken. Finally, one comes back over to rotate, but it might be too little too late. That B position isn't going to do anything for them, and Awaken's ready for this rotate as they send all 4 players up towards long. Now it's 100 Ian to face in first and spots out Ralphie, and he aggresses onto him as well. He wants to go for this kill. Reese now starting to come through from behind. This is Awaken's job to take care of him. Maybe here's 2. Definitely spots 2 now. Knows they're both there, and Ralphie's going to be tested. There's 3 peeks towards him, and his teammate Moshi goes down, and Ralphie runs out of bullets, but so does the other T player. He at least gets 2 and 3 for his troubles. It's Awaken left alone from behind. Bomb planted for him, and actually he's going to face into them. Now they're both low HP, both one tappable, sorry, and they're just going to hold it. Pieface sticking the bomb with the kit, and there we go. And Ralphie finishes off with 4.
The defuse kit, such a great way to get away with the round. Although Blue Racers didn't end up getting that round, I certainly do appreciate the fact they went for that long contact play and just stalling. It's one of my favorites on Overpass. Always catches people off guard, and it was not an exception in this round either. Though they failed to hold the bomb site afterwards. Unfortunately, still a decent way to get a bomb plant early and decide if they want to go for the Force. Nico, they'll be in a better situation with the Force against the CTs, but it could be a difficult situation and give Socially Esports a massive lead if they fall apart in the second round. It's really important to decide, so this could be a key round of how this best of 3 ends up going. Attacker technical?
It's a tactical.
For who?
It's
guess
a
we-
tactical for Blue Racers, yeah. So they're just trying to chill a bit after that pistol round. I think Awaken left it too late on that lurk to get both of those kills, and I think he needs to be a little bit quicker. He could hear one player going up towards Con, and they knew from that player pushing up towards Banana, taking shots into players towards site, that one of the Banana players was far up and wouldn't be in contact with Awaken. So hearing that Con player come up, he could have swung out, get that initial kill, and then helped over, and that might have been a completely different round for Blue Racers. But Socially winning that one out, good pistol round from Ralphie. And yeah, one of the players we said, players that we say that they need to start chiming in. You know, we can't have Mosh and we can't have Jules for doing it all. Well, they're starting to come through now.
Yep, excellent situation. As we're still in this timeout, looks like it's taking a bit.
We're on pause. There we go. We're on pause now.
Go and pause, and it looks like it's the Force coming in, but looks like they're focusing on full head armor, utility, and pistols, which does leave them at a bit of a disadvantage in contrast, I would say. Though, looks like it's actually 2 MAC-10s in disguise, fooling me. How I currently have this in a further out zoom. I can fix that easily, but need to do so. But the devastating MP9's probably the best thing about the CT side, really. The fact that you can just get an amazing weapon for just $12.50. Used to have 2 options until they nerfed the UMP, unfortunately. But still, the MP9 is a close-range monster that can deal with all these cheeky MAC-10s, potentially. They try to rush in, just like they are right now.
No.
But it's a perfect transfer with the rush in to execute. Able to take down all 3 B players with only a single player from Blue Racers going down. With that, it's an afterplant situation, and Amali forcing Reese out of position into the water. Reese able to take down 1, but Fake will be able to finish him off. Ralphie with the single M4. And all these passive T players set up. Ralphie's going to try to run away to save this M4. Looks like Fake's aware of it, but trying to just scavenge things on the other players. See, it's just MP9s, which I'd be willing to say is an upgrade in my opinion.
Yeah, 4 kills in 2 seconds, and 3 of them went in the favor of the T's. That's not how you want to slow down a B execute if you're on Socially. Ralphie trying to do his best to save the M4, smoke out to his right, but he is going to be faced anyway. And that M4 doesn't get picked up though.
I don't think that matters too much, because that's the economy of Socially completely destroyed with a couple of MAC-10s or MP9s, sorry, now, and an AK. And these other 2 players able to buy whatever they want. They could even toss over the MP9s and get AKs for themselves. And I'm guessing it's another tactical timeout, not by Socially, to figure out what they want to do in this awkward situation. See
So
what they want to do.
well, reading the chat, it's Blue Racers, and it's a tactical yet again.
Interesting situation, though I guess if Socially Esports try to keep this duel back and forth, they want to do everything in their power to ensure that they keep the lead, or rather, even the score, and keep a lead by doing so. Socially Esports are risking with the Force in this situation, possibly even baiting them into it with the tactical timeout, who knows. But with this situation, it's going to be very dangerous. Certainly with all these insane players being handed these deagles to delete heads. Not entirely sure what will end up happening just yet. Though Fake still has his Tech-9 sidearm in hand if he decides to go for something silly. Though, be important to see how Socially Esports, how they use that tactical time out from Blue Racers to set up these deagles to have the best advantage possible of stealing a round back away from Blue Racers.
Well, back into it again. They need to hit some deagle shots of their lifetimes if they want to get back into this one. And while Reese Molly meets him, but he just makes it gone with the smoke and then falls back out from connector. So a strange bit of utility usage there for him as Pieface flashes Jawster up towards water. No position, or sorry, no one there to punish that gained position. And now going to fall back. Now it's Ralphie. He's going to be around about first contact alongside Reese up towards the say bomb site. It looks like where they're going. Players up towards toilets, banana, the works. Even one over towards one on Fake and Reese caught out in the open. The deagle spray is messy, but it does manage to get one. Now he's down to 6 HP. He's going to be faced by multiple angles. And now the rotate comes out. The bomb has been dropped. They could still go anywhere. Up towards long. Fake takes him down and Pieface faces into the open with a nice G. Can't transfer to the second, however. But Moshi gets work done and Jolster as well. Now it's Psyche, a 1v3, and even taps to the guy coming behind him. He's got one more left to find. No head armor, Glock in hand, and maybe the Glock will do as he smokes himself off to maybe try and fall back. Moshi doesn't have an angle above that, and now bomb in hand for the T player. He can go all the way down to connector and go and plant over towards B as he knows where this last player is.
This is basically a fair 50-50 at this point, but he's gonna have to smoke. I almost thought he was gonna end up pushing into Moshi there. Looks like he decides otherwise and stays dedicated to this B plant. See what position he decides to be most aware of. Looks like he's looking towards CT, but resetting towards Monster. Could catch Moshi as he walks out here. So Moshi's caught looking the wrong way. Aw, feet showing. But either Moshi's on 4x3 or didn't notice. Psyche's aware of Moshi, but not the other way around. But Moshi does have a molly to throw towards short here if he really wanted to, if he gambled he was behind. He is aware of the possibility. It's able to get the frag too. I don't know if he has the time. It's certainly going to be close, but I just heard the music come in, so I think he's got this guaranteed.
Got it.
It's certainly a bit close to make it scary, but Socially Esports has stolen the round back. With that being the case and an AK in the hands, it's going to be decent enough money as long as they don't purchase helmets, but they're probably going to be pressured into the helmets here. This Blue Racers with the bomb plant's going to want to force back, I could imagine. As we get some true old school CS shenanigans with the economy, it looks like.
Well, no technical timeout for Socially. One of the players has a ping issue. That should be fixed fairly shortly. But yeah, Moshi, what a round to win outright. You put the economy in such a state for the side of Blue Racers that they need to go back into this. You've just seen Psyche buy up a Galil. Fake can drop out maybe 2 AKs if he didn't buy that much utility, but he decides to buy it anyway. And then they're just going to bring pistols on the side of Awaken. I expect 100 Ian to buy a pistol as well, maybe a Tech-9, and Stanislaw maybe to have an AK and no utility, but we'll see what they go for as this ping issue is still being fixed. But yeah, I mean, those deagles worked wonders and nearly getting the 1v3, but it wasn't to be, as an unpaused call should be coming out very soon.
Yeah. Gambling the 3 players towards A, instantly having the rotations after the contact. Socially Esports were prepared to play correctly to take away that round. Maybe a bit fortunate on that first engagement. Stanislaw had a terrible AK spray that he was able to take him down with the last Eagle shot. But even then, still, the rest of it was fantastic. to be able to take away the round with these Deagles. To see how Blue Racers adjust here, looks like they're going for late connector and water control. And with the little contact towards A, except the connector players, Socially Esports are already set up towards A here, and with that info, they're going to lean more towards this B site. Just I intended to say, Moshi going to be the first contact here. Two flashbangs run out. Moshi able to get a double and a triple, transferring the 4K. That's actually taken by Yaster. As I was fooled, unfortunately. But still, fantastic damage. Still bringing him a half with that transfer. Yaster take down the last two remaining players. Socially, successfully converting 2 in a row, leaving them in a fantastic position to get a 12-8 lead against Blue Racers and start closing out their map pick, potentially.
Yeah, well, if you want to close out a map, the CT side is the one to do it on. And while they're looking in good form at the moment, Ralphie peeking above the smoke and takes down one. It's just a full eco for the side of Blue Racers, and it's telling because everyone's going down one by one individually, pushing through that smoke. It's Reese to adjust, and well, nothing else for the other two players to do.
I don't like how they're playing like this, because not only is there 3 MP9s just getting free cash out of this, on top of it, there's $700 invested in these Deagles for every single player, but they just went for 1v1 duels, essentially just wasting money that could be invested in utility right now. You look, some of these players with like 4,300, it's going to be 3,700, and he's not going to be, Psyche, he's not going to be able to get a full set of utility that he would have otherwise if he just didn't spend the money on that Deagle that got wasted away.
Well, round number 21 and a 4-round advantage now in the hands of Socially, and they're sticking with these MP9s. There's 3 of them, AK on the hand of Moshi, and you know, you'd want to put him on that. He's been absolutely fragging hard for this team, both maps so far, and initial water control gain for the CT side, and well, if they can push this, they can maybe get the info. You've got 100 in just to hold that. They've done it before on their side, so they don't want to be caught off guard by the same strat. Fake making his way up towards Con. No pressure of being shot through from the door as it's been smoked off. And well, double connector play. They're going to try and split up for this mid-take and see where they can go from there. Psyche giving the sound cues. And the Molly also good enough to take down Fake to 54 as well. Now the door open. It's been actually exploded away, so that info that they're coming back down towards Con by that door, completely gone. So anywhere they have to go now, it might be a late rotate if they decide to stick over towards the A bomb site. However, you've got the players on the tees up towards toilets. The bombs go in there as well, going in hand. It's Stanislaw to take the lead on that one. And Pieface slowly starting to rotate over. So now they read into this. Now they think it's going to be an A take. And well, they've just got the perfect read on this one. It's Blue Racers, more like a book as they start to push their way up now, trying to take the initial contact, and Ralphie takes it first, even a second, as well as Reese gets the third. The dink down to Ralphie, and it's Pieface to clean up as they push through.
You can see the impact of not only having those MP9s in good positions, but also that Molotov tagging those 2 connector players down to 50 makes it so much freer for the MP9s to just spray down players with just a couple of rounds, making it comparable to an M4, but far faster rate of fire, making it way more devastating than Blue Racers could handle, and Socially Esports in a position of 13 rounds against essentially an eco round once again. Couple of pistols and a single MAC-10. Ralphie immediately taking one out with the perfect peek towards Fountain. Stanislaw having to delay and be careful, able to pick up a little piece of utility from his teammate. Or Socially Esports setting up more flashbang around these teammates. Ian is able to catch the player looking the wrong way, able to reconnect the spray eventually. Though it does take some damage from it.
That was smooth, that was. Didn't get him the kill, but it was smooth.
Definitely landed the smooth surf. It was enough to disorientate 100 Ian's aim in the situation. Ralphie going for the repeat. Rewaken able to take down Reese, but Ralphie able to deny the initial default bomb plant. And force Awaken to plant towards the bank. Will still be able to get the bomb down, but certainly a terrible situation to play the after plant from. Except for the fact that 100 Ian's able to catch the opera by surprise. And that's an op dropped into 100 Ian's hands here. Bomb's still not in a favorable position. But as long as they defuse around the box correctly, there should be no way to wallbang it. And he can just stick it here. And he's got it with the kit, and is able to turn around and get the frag as well. And that's 14-8. And possibly one last buy coming in from Blue Racers, but it'll be a surprise if anything happens. Looks like Socially Esports in the position to close this 16-8, if I'm honest.
Wow, that bomb plant situation and those post plant positions as well really weren't the key, and they relied on that player down up towards garbage to pick up those pieces and actually give them a favorable after plan. Didn't work as Moshi entered it up. So here they come then. It's a rash buy here. Lackluster utility on a few players on the side of Blue Racers, but I assume they've just been thrown out already. Now, a triple nade for the boost just in case it is there. We've seen Astralis do that one before. Doesn't do any damage on the side of Socially. So they're safe from that one. They've got plenty of smokes to deny even more time for the side of Blue Racers. The bomb is still left towards Upper Tunnel.
And look at this situation. There's a little bit of utility still left, enough for an execute, but it's already burnt quite low, and Socially Esports still have most of their utility in their kit in hands to just deny a push from coming in. Burning a little bit of the nade, but it punishes Psyche and lets these M4s get an instant headshot kill. You can see, as soon as they throw this execute smoke, a connector molly towards short and Monster deny a push to be able to come in at this point, forcing Blue Racers to have to wait this out. And Reese even burning utility to deny any sort of control towards short to bait players out. For it looks like they've been able to burn out most utility of Socially, only some flashbangs and a single HE left for the most part. And with this being the case, this rush should come in more. But the Slurk player towards A is going to be taken down for free. Reese playing around the smoke. With that, it's going to be a 4-on-3 take towards B here. Moshi able to only get one before getting taken down. Fake Ian and Psyche able to take one each. And the connector player of Reese known, getting peeked between two different players. But Reese is able to deny the bomb plant with a nade, and Psyche has just 2 HP. No nade to take down that player as well. But he's able to land the flick shot, leaving it a 2-on-1 situation. Awaken has to get the spray through the metal grate to be able to leave it to a 1v1 situation. Ralphie trying to stick the kit, but knowing it's not a fake, Awaken will read it. And Blue Racers still be able to barely hold on and bring it up into round 24 with a 9-14 down.
Yeah, I mean, they knew where they were at that point. If you're on the T side, they knew where all the CTs were, and it's just about getting those kills. Moshi did well to try and hold it down, but, you know, to no avail, all in vain. They're going to try and head up towards mid here, it looks like, with 2 of their players up towards Playground on the side of the T's, and yet again, water control being gained. That molly smoked off, denies vision yet again. So early smokes coming out to make sure that there's no info being given. Well, they've just shot anyway, so they know they're close up. 100 Ian just to hold behind. But they're taking long now. There's 3 players over towards there. And as soon as they start to hear this, the CTs have got to fall back, right? You've now got, who is it? You've now got Reese, sorry, rotating back over towards long, holding it, and there's a boost here. He might get caught off guard, spots one, knows it's a boost because of how they're positioned. That nade goes over, doesn't do anything, not good enough. But that brings Ralphie now back towards the site. He's blocked off the left side of Banana. He's going to hold off towards the toilets entrance, but they're taking back that position that they've already had now on the T side. Jawster up through connector. And when it's 2 players left towards B, and well, the cavalry pretty much on the side of the T side going through towards B.
This could be a disaster with the connector control. Not only the lurk getting denied, or at least info given by Yaster this time, though could be the opposite. They're so focused on the Stopper Stanislaw, they're not noticing the monster players.
Look at this rotate as well. Pretty much everyone's rotated over, and that's the B bomb site for free. That one player alone doing all the work, but Moshi alone as well. Can't quite get the second, but Pieface gets the re-aggression, and there's only 2 players left on the T side, even though those rotates were called early. But Awaken makes it a little bit even for them. It doesn't matter because Ralphie finishes it off, and there we go. There's map point for Socially.
Yeah. And the one player playing passive there able to get a frag of Moshi, I believe it was, before getting taken down, and a quick response as well. As the tag is able to keep the man advantage for Socially Esports with the safe positioning, even though they misread, and able to get that retake to give them that map point round. And it looks like we're going to be going to a 3rd map of Mirage soon enough. How do you feel about that being on the card soon enough?
Oh, I do love a good Mirage. It's a pug-style default map. Everyone has a Mirage, so it's going to be an absolute brawl if we do get there. Now, 6 perfect rounds in a row. I don't see it happening. It's a possibility, but it doesn't look likely. Maybe they can get too selfish to the scoreline, at least make it respectable, but they're going for this long play yet again. And, you know, instantly falling back are these two A players. They kept their positions for a while, a little longer last time, but now they're just going back straight away.
Yeah, it looks like this time around, not as many risks towards B. Thinking about last round, despite the fact they won it. If Fake hard clears this, it would be tragic. He tries to, but Reese is too fast on the shot, and Ralphie immediately trades the second player. It's a
Oh, he
it's a
misses a
4-on-3.
shot, no.
It's unfortunate that Psyche's able to get that kill, but the position still in favor of the CTs here. As Psyche tries to stick the bomb plant, will be safe enough to take it down. Have to wait and see as 3 of these players are rotating through CT, and they're so worried about Reese through long here, they have to deal with it. Reese trying to take the engagement will go down as the rest of the CT rotate goes in, and all the space is created for them to just smoke off the bomb and go for a defuse here. 2 AKs and op in play, but there's players standing in the way, and Pieface is sticking
There
it,
we go.
and the defuse comes in. Players are taken out, and we'll be going to a third map of Mirage. Both these teams been able to take their map picks successfully. We'll see you guys in just a bit.
in my memory. No more waiting for a sign now. It's time for me to leave. As the world closes on the door of what we came to be, I regret nothing. I can set my mind free. I know you too well. I'm up on the roof and yell. Learned all that I know, and we put on quite a show. And I'd be lying if I said I'm coming back. I just wanna go, I wanna walk away. Never wanted to love you anyway. Guess I should've known, won't pick up the phone. Go on and watch me fade. When you see the lights fading in the night, know that I'm fine alone. I'll be running for the skyline, sun in my eyes. No music, but I'm dancing. I'll be running, 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 I'll be running for the skyline, sun in my eyes. Skyline, sun in my eyes. Skyline, sun in my eyes. No music, but I'm dancing.
She only come out at night. Type of freak that I like. I never seen her in lights. Always on the move. Never room for two. I see you. She only come out at night. Type of freak that I like. I never seen her in lights. Always on the move. Never room for two. I see you.
We're going to be a bit improv for a moment. Both teams 1-1 in this best of 3 series so far, as we have the last map of Phoenix League Season 7 on Mirage, which both of these teams have not played against each other on as of yet. So this will be a first time coming. Knife Round Decider to come into play. With myself, I have Ann Pigeon as well. How do you think things are going to go after this knife round?
I'm looking forward to it. Mirage, one of those default maps, everyone knows how to play it. And well, it's a good ender to really see who is the better team. I think you take it to a Mirage game, right? So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Socially, aim-wise, have been looking absolutely superb. But so have the side of Blue Racers as well. So as this stalemate during the knife round goes on, what's your predictions for this map?
We'll have to see based off of the knife side, but the closest thing when it came to something predictable would say be something like a Dust 2, even though it's a little bit more aim dependent. But I remember when I casted that, I believe it was Blue Racers, they completely stomped them 16-2, if I recall right. And it was their map pick, so...
I don't know.
I mean, it was during Dust 2, so it's chaotic, and who knows. Could potentially mean nothing. But, looks like we got Socially starting on the CT side. That as well. Blue Racers will be on T to start here of this final decider. Let's see what they decide to do for this pistol round. It's going to be interesting to see, though it looks like a standard A execute's going to be coming in. A single Palace player with a B stack for the CT side, playing retake on A, both players towards ticket booth. First contact should be coming in now, able to get some good shots onto Stanislaw, bringing him down to 69. Nice. But immediate rush towards jungle for control, and Amali bringing Pieface down to 5 HP. And with jungle under control of 2 of the Blue Racer players, this retake's going to become far more difficult for them.
Yeah, it does look difficult, right? You've got all 4 of those players up towards CT, make that 3-0, Stanislaw taps down the player low, and well, the retake comes in from short as well, but it's Joshua to make first contact for the CTs, and even a second as well. Now, there's players all around them. Awaken taps down Moshi through towards Connector, and taps down the player on the bomb. That forces him out into the open. They still think he's there as well, going into the knife, but he's been spotted towards default, and there we go, the first pistol round, and, you know, a crucial one goes in the favor of Blue Racers.
I'd say it was a good recovery to make sure they got that first T round, but it's surprising to have a player both in Palace and Ramp, and Yoster was able to push all the way into Dark, dueling players essentially 1v1 for free. It was certainly a questionable move, and made that retake look very strong for Socially Esports to be able to take it away, fortunately able to get the frags at the last moment, and to deny that Ninja defuse from coming in. And a good spam shot from Ralphie to take Ian down to 30 points of HP. Though he just tries to lurk through top mid, and Moshi going to hold the ladder room. A good position to have control over as they set up for another A execute. Molly over upper dark's going to be able to get the player out of position. And the dark Molly is going to be able to force Pieface in the open, but he's still able to get one before getting taken down. Playing around near the open, Psyche being the main player to get contacts, taking 2 players down as an outside default plant. Debatably one of the best positions you can plant for, other than outside the triple boxes. And it looks like a pretty secure position for Blue Racers to get the second round as well.
Well, Ralphie's already got one commit through Connector, and Reese gets a second as well. It's Psyche to peek from Palace, and a smoke down on the bomb yet again. And actually, it's a 4K for Psyche, and Stanislaw finishes it off. So that looked really frisky there on the side of Blue Racers. And look at their money as well. 100 Ian's got 3.3k, so is Awaken as well. Their buy's going to be scuffed. And Mac 10, we've seen it on him before, and he's going to do it again. And well, Socially can't buy into this one yet again. They're just going to go with the pistols, and they're still probably going to play a default setup. And they've been giving that A pretty much, you know, it's been 2 rounds, but they've been giving the A, the retake, pretty much all the time. So we'll have to see on the next gun round whether, you know, if stuff does come out towards A, whether Socially do manage to take that aggression, or they do just give it up. Now here comes a mid pinch, and it's good for none on the side of the CTs, apart from 2 from Chaucer with the USP. It's Psyche to at least shut him down finally, and Pieface rotates over through towards jungle. But yeah, this is pretty much going to be the round done. That smoke's going to dissipate. Pieface could at least get one here. He has the sound cues and gets tag onto 100 Ian, falling back, but the pistol on the side of the T.
If he was able to get that kill on 100 Ian, not only would that be a 1v2 situation, possibility to at least get another frag, stealing away the AK, or worst case, just saving it for the CT side. That ends up being 3 players taken down to USPs, so their economy's still in a shoddy situation. If they lose this round, they're going to be on a really sketchy force buy to try to contest against Socially Esports. With that being the case, full set of utility, AUG and Op in hands of Reese and Ralphie. Looks like this AUG's going to be a key anchor towards the apartment. It's a good weapon of choice. Pieface playing around this ramp smoke. I love this move to have the off angle and push through the smoke. Taking down Psyche as the rest of the site's held on by the other 2 players of Yoster and Ralphie. Stanislaw in this awkward position, able to win out the engagement against Pieface, but it's already a 4-on-2 with one of these players just awkwardly towards B, which Reese is likely to take down in just a moment. Though Ian's able to take him down, okay. But Moshi's able to bring it back under control. Stanislaw, last remaining player, and likely Socially Esports first round of the board soon to come.
Yeah, I mean, less than half. He does get one, however. Now he's at a quarter of his HP. And when he split the CTs one-on-one, he's got a molly only to his name, and the utility far better on the side of Sochi. Now up towards Con, he's been given that room. Ralphie's watching it, and now this jump isn't going to be heard. Practically, he could be anywhere, and he probably is to the side of the CTs. And when he's just going to stick it up over towards down towards it's like a maze. Where are you going to go? You've got the option to go anywhere, but he decides to come through CT. Now this might catch Ralphie off guard. Surely you can hear him making loads of steps, and he's going to swing out, get the tap, peek him through, and there we go. 3 kills already for Stanislaw, 7-1.
He could just get this now.
8 in this round. Ooh.
And he has the info too. He just saw Moshi there. And has a Molotov for the bomb as well. It's not really a good spot for him. But yeah, the smoke as well, so he can deny the molly from Moshi. I think he has this. There's plenty of time left on the clock here, so he can bait out the pressure to try to make him swing out for this molly. But, because now he's just now going for it, it's going to force him to go out with the smoke here. He got tagged up a little bit. And it looks like, yeah, it looks like because he faked it, it's going to put him in a poor situation. He's having to stick it now. If he got it before the molly was thrown, he would have had a better chance, but instead, Blue Racer's stolen the round, and it's going to be a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, you can't allow the player to just to get anywhere, alright? Like, you can easily play a retake if you just go together. Like, he's going to get the bomb down either way, because you're all split up, you're not watching the right place, and he could be behind you at any point, which he was. So at that point, it's already guaranteed a bomb plant. So there's no point even trying to stop that because of the money situation. It doesn't matter. I'd have played that together. I'd have put them both at the same point. It's risky because they didn't know where he was, but they did have that info as he came back from ramp, and they could have rotated someone over. And that got in a really sticky situation really fast, and socially, I don't think they played that right.
I mean, you could argue that, but say the main mistake might have just been simply just hanging around CT with mid completely open. He needed to adjust to a position where he had his back covered. Maybe Dark, maybe Sandwich, but just something, or even Ninja, but just something that gave him more proper cover, or at least be worried about the flank and just hope you get the right timing on it if that's the case. I mean, even could have been brave enough to just try to stick the defuse, because with that smoke down, he has to read you sticking the defuse and run through it, and if you just stick it through, then he's going to be pressured to go for it. Should give you the best advantage on that, like, retake, I suppose. Yeah, it looks...
Standard played it perfectly. There's no other way he could have played that. Getting those 1v1s, and then that info up towards short right, that was the crucial point where you think, okay, now he's won it. Because when he went up towards Palace, he had the utility, already picked up an extra smoke, which, denied that Molotov that Moshi needed to use to stick that bomb. But then also he picked up another smoke too. So either way, he's got that utility. So it was pretty much a one round done and dusted as soon as he got that CT kill. Now, look at the bar on the side of Socially. They've only got Deagles, they've got body armor, a couple of bits of utility, but they're buying down to 2k just to get into the next one.
Yep, we'll see how things end up going for us here. Deagle's kitted out as they have a free half-buy situation and try to steal their first round. The Deagle's in play. However, with a safe mid-take and the way they're going through it, certainly how you should correctly play the default. Looks like they're under control of it. Looks like a double stack towards Cat here. They're trying to go for a late engagement here, possibly, with these Deagles. Have to think about exactly what they're going for. Reese slowly starting to creep up, trying to find that first contact and an advantageous engagement. Just leaving the B site completely open here with that info, first pick being found, and good fire control. Make sure these weapons are accurate while engaging these players. Good sprays. And as they push out, they have the info of every player at a time. Could be left exposed to the one player of Reese, but doesn't matter. He's safely cleaned out. No frags found. And the B site has been left open the entire time. Fake to get the final kill. And Blue Racer's up with a 5-0 lead to start on Mirage.
Yeah, you can see how just slowly and how scared they're playing on the side of Socially, right? They were swinging sort of-ish together. You could see that player coming out con as soon as that initial window fight was lost. But those two players up towards short, they weren't doing anything to help. They were scared. They looked it as well. Now, finally, they can buy into this one. They've got the orb on the hand of Ralphie. And while Joss is pushing up, close up towards ramp, Molly just denied that further position. They've already heard one over towards B fast, and well, it's a way you can just keep that info there, keep that pressure as two players head over towards under.
Have to wait to see. Situation's been reset, so we have to see it develop a little bit more, but it looks like an underpass play to try to get that mid control. Good timing on the smoke on Palace to deny this player from pushing out. Looks like it's an A split they're going to go for here. Moshi in just the correct position to deny it if they push through, but he decides to walk away as the molly comes out. So this play's going to be able to come in. CT split perfectly.
Oh, no.
Ralphie able to trade on the stairs. Yaster able to get the double. leaving just Psyche left alone, which Yaster is able to take out, leaving Stanislaw in the 1v2 situation. They're somewhat aware of his position where he'll be coming from. Not entirely sure, but his head's been seen by Reese. He'd be really careful with his engagement. Reese is able to tap it down. And Yaster is able to salvage with 22 HP the AWP. And Social Esports finally have their first round on the board.
Yeah, it got a bit dicey there when Ralphie missed his first shot. That allowed Jawster to go down straight away. Luckily, no, who was it to go down straight away? I think it was someone else. Someone else went down straight away, and then those other players were picked up. So, slow A execute coming out maybe on the side of Blue Razors. They set up smokes, but one over towards Palace trying to get this aggression, and it's going to be met by Pieface with the MP9, who's up close and personal, and Awaken gets shut down. Now, if they hear these smoke pins being pulled, they have the info that it's A, but they're going to start to fall back from this one. No smokes have been thrown, and 2 players up towards Palace already, so they're going to try and split this one as best as they can. They're leaving 100 Ian up over towards B site to lurk, as he always has been throughout these past couple of maps, and Psyche wants to try and scout out some players, and he scouts out one, spots the CT player, but peeks out with a utility in his hand, but Fake does get the trade. Now it's a 3v3, looking the wrong way, and Reese makes it an advantage, yet again. And with Stanislaw planting on A, you've got one player over on the wrong side of the site. Now Stanislaw needs to hold this one off. Ralphie expects to push towards under and gets that shot, and now Stanislaw, 1v3. The only saving grace is 2 players below, now 1, and the spray is messy. He's down to 16 HP, and Ralphie's going to come in with the pistol. Utility caught off guard, and well, they do get the retake, and they do get a second round.
Yeah, good job by them to recover quickly and deal with the situation. I mean, looking at everything, they're able to get 2 weapons, still salvage and maintain. But if you keep in mind the aggression with the MP9 that round to take an opportunity to go aggressive into Palace, get that early frag, not only leaves Blue Racers in a terrible position, so socially esports are getting back into a more comfortable position, I would say. Being willing to go for this aggression and contacts. They're not being as scared anymore, and they're going to start continuing to get these rounds. As long as they continue to do so, the only thing that worries me is that it was an initial 5-0 streak for Blue Racers as we go into this current pause. But looking at the situation, they could go for a half buy here, or even force up if they feel like it. Because the second they break socially esports and win a round, it's going to be devastating, and they can just have a massive lead on this T side.
Yeah, well, socially starting to bring it back then. And I think that the main reason why they've got 5 rounds, you've had Psyche and you've had Stanislaw, really getting those rounds, getting that impact, and well, especially that 1v3, did them justice to get them their 5th, and they haven't got one since then. But yeah, match still paused. It's the pause on the side of Blue Racers, yet again, as they have been pausing so much throughout this game.
Yep, hopefully at least it's tacticals, because if it's technicals, I feel like it's going to be a little bit harder to enforce the communication with the certain rules and setup that we have. However, that's fine. That's how good old school esports online has always been, especially in CS. I'm just surprised we haven't seen any classic, like, tactical pistol stalls, say like on Overpass, where they're just running around with the deagles there. If they instead just kind of camped near spawn and just used it to talk about stuff, I could have seen that being a situation in play. But for the most,
it's definitely one of those things that people do. I mean,
Yeah.
I do it all the time. It sounds like a good thing to do. If you know you've lost a round, if you know you've got nothing to get into it, then you may as well just take that time to talk. Now we're getting unpaused, which is finally the thing we've been waiting for. And let's see if Socially can continue their winning streak. Already 2 in a row. Well, let's see if they can get their 3rd as the buy for Blue Racers. It looks a bit dodgy. You've got a Mac 10 on the side of 100 Ian yet again. You've got that Galil towards Fake, and Ralphie peeking out, legs down, 1 spots the second, as well as Fake is blind, having to cross. And well, 2 shots, 2 missed pretty much.
Oh.
So Wake is left down to 11. Now this close composition, it might play well for the side of the T's as they make their way up. Window re-smokes. That denies Ralphie vision yet again. Moshi up towards short to try and get something done with the bomb still in T-spawn.
that nade almost dealt with the initial deal there and sealed it. We'll have to just wait and see a bit more to see how things evolve. Though it looks like a pop flash from Ralphie to help out his teammate to clear out ramp. See no one there. Looks like a familiar mid-split setup's being put into play here. And it seems the CTs are just as prepared. 100 Ian trying to bait with the MAC-10 here. Could even find a frag quite easily with how deadly the weapon is. Just jump down out the window and then just spray down Moshi while falling. Not giving a single care. Entirely possible. And at the least, it's burning all this B-site utility. So we wait for this A-site exec to come in. Pieface playing close with trying to play the off angle, but Stanislaw hard reads it. Op's able to trade. Psyche's able to respond. Tapping down his head and get down to the ninja position. Guster's able to respond to the mid flank and tries to hold down the cross. Gets tagged down to 48, and it looks like it's a standard default plant here. Make sure the bomb goes down safely in an even 3-on-3 situation. And an important one as Psyche's getting burnt alive into the open. Up to Stanislaw and 100 Ian if they want to break this socially esports economy and keep this lead dominant. Stanislaw only able to get one on the conversion, leaving Ian in the 1v2. Both of these CTs low, however, and he's set up around in Palace. Able to peek out just in time. Not able to close it, but able to get the spam through the wood. And Yoster is able to salvage the round. Social Esports to barely hold on, still with weak cash, but still to keep the score close with the 3-5 and break the economy of Blue Racers almost. But if you look at it, because the bomb plant and the loss bonus, they're going to be able to get a force once again.
Yeah, I mean, well, they can buy into it, and it's another pause for the side of Blue Racers. And while socially, yeah, they did well to recover that one. It's just to finish it off. And it looked a bit fishy there. You could have had 100 E and get both of the double spray down as they were close together. But no, it was in the favor of the CTs. They do get their third round in a row, and now they can start to build up their economy, right? And this is really important. They can't now lose a round, otherwise that's their economy set. You know, they're going to have, you know, little money if they lose this round or lose the next one even. You know, they don't have that bank built up to bring themselves into another round with weapons. So the pause finally being gone, and we're actually going to get into the game yet again as Blue Racers like to take their time with these games. Yeah, getting into round number 9 then, they're going to buy a UMP on the side of Fake. It's 2 Galils. You got an AK on the side of Stanislaw, but it's Psyche, sorry, on the Deagle alone. Just not taking any ramp aggression at the moment, and actually going to leave A site completely clear. So they're banking on some sort of mid play. Fake mollies off Ralphie, but he still has that position up towards the fan, watching for that B push. But he does burn in it as it spreads down to 68, which isn't anything too bad. He's still got the AWP anyway, so Bogdan's Law and all that, and we'll still have him on the AWP. Now, 2 players are going to push towards under. The bomb is still up towards Palace, so this just screams A split to me.
Yeah, and it looks like that's going to be a situation again, just trying to throw the smokes for the Fake. But it looks like Moshi and Pieface are already aware of this possibility, throwing a smoke towards Connector to deny it, but the Nest boost, fortunately for them, Yoster isn't playing towards jungle, but Stairs at the moment. We'll have to wait to see if flashbang for his teammate goes to info. The gun sticking out, he has early info. Fake almost getting the kill regardless. Wicked will be able to peek out from Palace to get the trade, but yeah, that is the bomb site for the retake, but positions are known, so Pieface could peek out, but he peeks too slow. The Palace player is able to land the dink. Reese with an amazing flick. Take it off.
Oh, Psyche. No, it's not winnable anymore because
Oh!
Reese gets 2.
He's even reading the plant.
Nearly gets the planter, but it's Awaken left alone. 12 HP with it all to do, and Ralphie still trying to spray through. It's spraying through that box, and he does manage to get it. It's Reese to save the round from a loss for them, and they do get their 4th in a row.
Oh my god, that was a roller coaster right there. Could not read what was going on. Like, give you the spotlight, but it's just like, God, I had to panic because it's just so crazy what's going on there. Social Esports are now evening up the score, but Blue Racers also getting these bomb plants so they can keep on contesting with the loss bonus. Feels like it's just a matter of time till Blue Racers are able to get that round. Social Esports always on the fringe of cracking due to how weak CT economy is with this current meta we've been stuck in for oh so long.
Well, I think the main thing is that when you see it, they're surviving with 2 to 1 players alive. That's not enough to build an economy. You need 3 players left alive if you want 3 players to have a successful economy. But a rush over towards B here. Fake drops out, and actually Awaken gets one. And it's just they're surrounding the site. They're already on it. Bomb's going down. Awaken's down to 1 HP. And well, an AWP in a retake with these weapons because Pieface gets absolutely turned on by 100 Ian, who's still back towards Apps. Ralphie catches one bunny hopping through the site, and well, it's still doable, but I think they might have to save this one. You know, Ralphie's got an AWP. You can't let that go into the hands of the T side, but they're still sticking around. Jawster wants something. He wants something to do with this, but he's going to molly out. That molly misses. One close to him to the right, and they're just going to fall back. So, finally getting around our Blue Racers, and that was just scrappy.
I like what they're trying to do here, trying to make sure they get as much exit damage as possible to make sure the T economy is just as low, despite the round win, which is what we could see going on here. But it looks like T's, the last remaining two, will play in a safe position. The unfortunate thing is, it's really hard trying to keep 3 players alive on the CT side. You have to have an extremely dominant performance to consistently have those, to be able to build up rounds on the CT side here. And looking at it, full 8Ks, Socially are almost broke. See if they can still keep it together despite the situation. But I just love the move from Blue Racers to just, out of the blue, go for that B rush and just catch Socially by surprise, run them down, and get a 6th round on the board and almost break down their economy entirely. And it looks like they set up to plan to do the same thing again.
Yeah, that's exactly what it did, right? You've got just a strange buy coming out from the CTs. And actually, just watching the push, our Blue Racers, they're not getting straight into this one like they did last round. It's Pieface up towards Ninja to, you know, have that sort of first contact if they do come towards the bomb. Now, this mid setup here, you've got Ralphie just watching towards under, Con also being watched. They've pretty much given them like 3/4 of mid straight away. Now, the bomb's going to make its way over towards A. Look at all this utility. Everyone's pretty much got the same. There's 5 smokes in hand. 3 of those are most likely going to be used to get themselves onto the A bomb site. That might force out the CTs to a retake. And Fake, it's not Ian on the lurk this time. It's Fake towards under. He's still being watched though, however, the underjump just coming through, but these A smokes are going to be lined up. It's going to give the game away, and they're going to start to enter out now. Lamp flashes left, right, and center as it's Pieface still up towards Ninja. Now Fake gets one on towards Moshi, but he does get traded out by Jawster, who manages to trade and pick up to an AK. Bomb getting planted down, reverse, triple, and actually they're coming through the smokes. It's Pieface and Ralphie to get 2, and all of a sudden it's a strange situation. If you're on the T side, the bomb is planted for both of them. One up to, actually both up towards ramp. One playing deep. That flash to help bring out Stanislaw, but Ralphie reads it blind, and actually it's Awaken last alive. And well, he gets the second, but the bomb was being stuck anyway. It's Socially to bring back for the 5th.
Such a lovely transfer to make sure the CT economy is still down in the mud. And with how the loss bonus works, it's not a disgusting reset for Blue Racers, but instead it's another full buy for them coming out due to the bomb plant and all the money. Meanwhile, Socially Esports stuck once again with a lot less utility. Fortunately for them, the early player they lost on the mid-hold was Moshi, stuck with just a Deagle. And with Pieface hiding with an MP9 lurking towards that ninja position, didn't deny the plant, but left it in a 3v2 situation with the chaos that unfolded, and just allowed them to use smokes and utility, as well as Ralphie going insane with the op, to be able to get that defused for Socially Esports to get the 5th.
Yeah, Moshi's not having a good game. He's had 2 standout performances, and now he's got the rest of the team to try and back him up towards short. It's probably one of the hardest positions I'd say to play on Mirage. If you get smoked off, mid's exploited, it's just a useless position to play. Now they are gonna smoke over towards mid. They maybe want to take that control. And look at how they're playing on the CTs. There's 3 up close towards there. Only now this connector player is starting to fall back, but Pieface has got so much position up towards ramp. You've got Psyche, just trying to hold that just in case he does come through from these smokes. And a B aggression now coming through for the side of Blue Racers. That lurk being taken down. Psyche tries to get something done, but all 4 players now coming over towards B. Ralphie could catch one off on the lurk, however, as they start to pour their way out. Moshi tags damage down onto Fake, who drops the bomb out into the open. It's such an awkward position as Reese takes down another. Moshi doubles up and even triples up in the round. A good round from him to deny the B execute, and now that's got to fill him with confidence.
It doesn't even matter that Moshi was able to get some more kills on the scoreboard to help his KD and get that 3K in the round. As great as that is, As long as they got 2 kills on the site and made it a 3v3 with Ralphie sliding behind, it'd be borderline guaranteed B-site retake. It's just extra frags and just made it even more disgusting that they weren't even aware of Ralphie coming in from behind, that he might still be able to do it in the future of these, like, last remaining 3 rounds here. With it, we'll have to see what's going on, though. It looks like they're just going to go quickly into an A exec here with these pistols to rush through. Fake having information of Pieface playing near the smoke, but not able to connect with him just yet. Ian trying to find the space in the gap, but Connect running with the deagle to get one. Yaster and Ralphie able to get one each. Yaster with the double now as more spam comes through. Stare with the third. Moshi with the final frag. Socially Esports take the lead after the challenging situation, up 6-7.
Yeah, someone check that guy's PC. That's insane. That's insanely quick now. This game's close. This is what you want a map 3 best of 3 grand final to be. And well, mid play yet again, actually just going to throw so many players towards the issue. You haven't taken mid pretty much aggressively once, so you may as well do it now. Fake is up towards B. He might meet an AWPer that's on the
And he's with the bomb too.
Yeah, it's a sticky situation. You don't want to have him over peak. Now these mid smokes are going to start to come out. Reese has got such a good position, holding back towards ladder room. He can easily trade and crossfire with Moshi. Now they've got to hear them come up. Fake's been tagged down to 33. Reese has got one and a double as well as they start to come through short. He's now been caught off connector, but it's trades in favor of the T's. And even 100 Ian gets another as Jawster decides to push out and try and take an advantage. A 1v3. Pieface has got the upper hand, but one's on 7 HP. Facing him is Fake. That nade is going to land right on him, and he's forced out into the open. And that means 100 Ian can get that kill. Whew, that's a round.
Such a good play with the timing, even though they were aware of the B execute coming in. Ralphie missing that op shot, immediately getting taken out. Leaves the 2 players trying to go through from CT, or connector, on Catwalk, just completely destroyed, as they're able to get shot at from 2 different angles, leaving them isolated as they run out down the site and keep us at an even 7-7 scoreline. As we go to this last round of the half, looks like they're leaning towards one more B play, a solo ramp lurk, but if they go aggressive once again, which looks like they could be setting up for it, if they take Psyche down here, they might immediately rotate towards B. Trying to play around the smoke, Psyche's able to catch one by surprise, and this leaves a situation in flux, and one more player off the B bomb site, deciding not to last second, but they're already set up around this underpass. Looks like Blue Racers might be unsure of what they want to go for yet, but it looks like a B lane to come in.
See, now they must have heard Moshi rotate over, right? They must have had the information that one has gone back. Whether they decide that it has been a fake, which it has been, is a different matter. Now, Psyche does at least recover, or at least gets one more, over towards A. And that means they do have to bring one over from B now. And that means Reese is left alone as the execute starts to come in. Maybe they could have left it a little bit more time because Moshi's back over, but they've still made their way over up towards connector. They've left one player on A. It's Ralphie. He has to make a play. He gets one, drops the bomb, and closest the second as well. Falls back, makes it a 3-on-3. HP not in their favor, but it's still doable.
It's a bad situation.
CT retake starts.
It's a bad situation, but it's not just yet over. Though it might be soon, considering all 3 players are towards CT here. If Psyche throws that molly onto them, it's going to be disgusting. No one towards the ninja position, but with it cleared out, it's going to help them pushing. Fake with this off angle towards jungle, I really enjoy. Otherwise, it's the 2 players towards ramp, but that bomb's been smoked off. The diffuse being held by the full HP player of Moshi,
Moshi
having run through, and the next mid, Socially's been able to steal away the round.
And with that, they steal away the half as well. 5 rounds down, they make it a 1-round lead in the first half on their CT side. And well, thanks to Moshi in the smoke, they've done it in that fashion. And now they switch over. Now they've got to bring Pieface and Moshi into the equation to frag. My oh my, what a round.
Oh my goodness. And with that, Socially Esports with the lead going into the T side. Gotten mixed up. No, I haven't. Makes sense to me. And look at this early deep smoke thrown all the way, Hail Mary, towards the connector. Won't really benefit much, but will be a nice setup. Fake the initial contact, able to find one, not the double, but Stanislaw able to find a second as Fake holds on. Find a third of the round. And it's a 2v3 situation on this B bomb site. Bomb dropped into terrible position though.
Yeah, it's so awkward. Look at this. Ralphie just trying to play around the pillar. Somehow it's a 2v1 and somehow Ralphie gets 3 to win it. The 2v4 disadvantage, and somehow they turn it around thanks to Reese and Ralphie.
Good readjustment by them here to take the aggression and playing around the utility to go aggressive, catching Blue Racers by surprise. And with that, Blue Racers going for a force now desperation. But if we think about how Blue Racers started with a 5-0 lead to start off this map, this is a dangerous situation, considering since then, after 12 rounds, they've only gotten 2 cents. Good deagle shot to tag down Moshi to 27 would be a good way to start the CT round. But if Social Esports can compare a similar sort of thing, we could end up with like a 13-7 if they're able to keep up a similar streak.
Yeah, it's... I think that pistol round should not have gone in their favor at all, and I think they know it as well. Ralphie absolutely saving their bacon. Now they're taking this slow. They've got the bomb over towards A. It's a definite confirmed push. Smoke, out towards jungle. The slow flash over and George the faces one up towards top palace. Fake with the nade takes down another, and with the scout as well takes down 2. Now it's an equal game. It's an equal round, but right now it's a bit of a sticky situation for both teams. Pieface has got to make sure he clears this player up towards triple perfectly. And Psyche has perfect angle onto Reese, and now the no! Going down out in the open, and somehow Stanislaw gets a tag through the wall again. They convert it.
That's a disaster. But at the least, they have gotten the bomb plant so they can just save and just let it get to an even scoreline. Or if they really feel confident right now, they could go for the force. Could be dangerous and cause some punishments. Though at least one player of Yostera is going to be able to go for the AK if they want to set up a hero AK. But they need to have a plan around it to be able to benefit off of it. As we go to another timeout, I'm guessing from Socially this time around?
No, it's from our good friends Blue Racers. Apparently it's a tech pause. I'll keep you updated on the issue, but yeah.
Feeling I don't believe that.
Both rounds we've just seen they shouldn't have been won by the teams that won them. It just shouldn't have happened. Moshi planting out in the open, like sure they had no cover from CT at all, but at least make it in that position. 2 players surrounding him, and I don't think that Reese expected one to be close to him. So yeah, it's just an unfortunate round there for the side of Socially.
Yeah, the situation's chaotic, and I have a feeling even if they just do some loose pistols or whatever they decide to go with, it might be chaotic, even if it's like a Palace Waterfall. No, that's one good eco strat, Palace Waterfall. If there's anyone on like default or triple and they're unprepared, get flashed as people are jumping out, and people can just get destroyed. Though we'll have to wait and see what exactly goes on here. Looks like it's just some Glocks in their hands. But Blue Racers sort of prepared. 2 players playing around triple here. The bomb lurking in Palace. Looks like it's going to be a mid-take. Maybe setting up for a fake so the bomb can get planted.
Extra aggression. Well, and it's a spray down from Psyche as the round just pretty much goes... it ends as soon as it started. That's nothing much you can say about that, to be honest.
Other than a good, clean 3K spray. Lovely to see that sort of thing. Able to keep so many players alive is also good. It means they get to build up a little bit of money so they can contest for a round or 2 against Socially. Though otherwise, if we look at the situation, it's full AKs and an op on Ralphie. Looks like they're going to be able to duel for mid-control now. Nade might be well-timed, though they back out of it just in time. Looks like Blue Racer's going to contest this mid-control. 3 players going aggressive here towards mid. If they keep going, they're going to end up taking a duel against Ralphie with this op. Reese's backup. Wisely deciding to get away from this engagement. Nade will be used for Psyche to play around here. Timing could be important. Psyche able to win the duel on Yostera. Have a man advantage and control of this A site. The rest of the players left towards mid. But this B site's left completely open if they decide to run that way. Except for the single player that's been deceived from me.
Yeah, I mean, look at this con aggression as well from the side of Pieface. He's gonna maybe get one here if Fake makes enough steps, and if he swings that into the open, Fake might have the advantage with Pieface. His shoulder's been spotted, and there we go. That's one player down. Now here comes the short play. Still expecting the stairs push, and when it's been taken down, Reese watching it. 2 players over towards B, 1 rotating back through ramp now, but it's a 3v4. They've got to deal with these 2 players thick and fast as the rotate starts to come through, and 100 Ian swings out wide, takes down the low player that is Moshi, and they're still waiting for this re-aggression. And the CTs aren't going to push it. They're not going to push the agenda. They're going
This
to wait
is
for
so
people to
beautiful.
peeking into them. That's what they're doing.
They're just holding and waiting. They know they can be anywhere on the site and just forcing them to walk into them. They're not trying to go for these crazy engagements or surprise and catch them off guard. They're just taking the advantage, hiding and stalling and giving the time to take the round away. Just perfect Counter-Strike in a nutshell to be able to get that round and get themselves back in the lead with their third round. I think third round. Don't know. I think my math got lost there for a second, but yeah, third round of this half.
Could start off with the 4th, you know? As
Yeah.
Stanislaw makes it possible. Molly out towards under. That's going to catch the player underneath who decides to fall back. And well, Ralphie, he's exchanged a weapon up towards top mid. He's been spotted by the AWP, but he's just going to fall back anyway. You can give them mid. You've got Fake over up towards short to watch that comp push. But they've got pretty much all angles covered. Psyche takes down one towards ramp. It's Pieface next to go down at A. Well, that's pretty much it. Reese can't really do much. He gets his way up towards jungle. That won't be heard because of the positions that they're playing on the CTs, but it doesn't really matter. There's always that trade potential, and that short push might be spotted, and it is by Stanislaw. The bomb's dropped up in mid, and well, he might even read this CT push as well, and he does, and he just gets the third.
Whew, thank goodness he did not have the deadly long range that mostly just the Deagle has at this point. Stuff that's been done with 5.7 Tech 9s in the past or something that haunts the memory. But looks like it's not in that same situation now, so the Opera does not just get one shot by a cheap P250 pistol. It would have been an annoying move, but it looks like we're going quickly into an A execute here. Socially Esports just trying to default their way in, and Stanislaw able to get the first op shot. Psyche getting a sec with the AK while blind before getting traded out by Reese. Awaken to take down Ralphie in response, leaving just 2 players left alive. Their position's known. Awaken only taking 1 down with the spray, but it's still a 1v3 situation. Stuck in the Tetris position, and I don't think he's going to pull a Zywoo move here of spraying these players down.
It's so messy. Such a messy round. They finish it off in that fashion of double peeking. And going out A individually 1 by 1, everyone's blind, but it's the CTs to hit their shots first. And well, as soon as you lose 2 players trying to push out, and you saw 1 player trying to recover, it just didn't work. They lost that round as soon as 2 players died. And look what it's done to their economy. They still buy into pistols with this one with body armor. Moshi only with armor to the head. And they're going to make their way over towards B. There's no A presence being shown. A split looking likely as 2 are up towards short. But the bomb being given over towards the B players. But yeah, what a messy round from Socially though.
Yeah, considering that situation, how things went, it's essentially just a half buy for them, because they were just on the fringe of being able to get that full buy across, but because of that execute getting hard shut down, all 3 players staring towards that ramp position, all 5 of them ran out. They just got torn apart, and ooh, the dunk from Ian, taking him down. But it looks like the bomb's trying to lurk and wait to actually push, but he's been seen as well as the 3 players pushing through Cat. He did see them. But they still have to react, and look at them stalling, able to get a rotate in. Ian very careful with his peeks, only just getting taken down by Moshi. But plenty of time for Fake and Awaken to take down the last remaining 2. And Blue Racers safely 3 rounds away from winning this grand finals.
Socially need to get their act together. They need to get something sorted now, right? It's getting way too out of hand, and here comes a pause for them. Now they're going to start to talk this one over, see what they can do. You've got Moshi and Pieface. You know, you've got 7 kills and 6 kills respectively. It's not good enough. Jorstra's the only one really posting up numbers. But on the side of Blue Racers, 23 kills apiece for Psyche and Stanislaw. They're doing all the work, pretty much.
Or at least they're the most noticeable Starfraggers. But you see, all of them are almost neutral on their KD, if not positive. All of them are holding their weight. There's some Starfraggers doing unique multi-frags or eco spray downs and that sort of thing, but they're all holding their weight while there seems to be weak links on Socially at the moment. Even more importantly, if you keep in mind that they're so close to closing this out, Social Esports need to build their way ahead. Look at all the money on Blue Racers. 13K, 10K, 8,500, 4,300. Tons of money on most of these guys, and some AKs in their hands as well as the op. That being the case, they're going to have at least 2 buys on the board, I would gamble. And with that being the case, as long as they can keep players alive, they could close this down quickly, even if they lose a round or 2 along the way.
Yeah, well, it's now the time where Sochi need to really show what they're made of, right? They're going to head over towards B, pretty much the whole cavalry. You've only got Reese up towards mid to try and make some presence. And actually, look at this B bomb site play. You've only got 100 Ian up towards short. Now, if they decide to go thick and fast, they've got that B bomb site right there. And this mid aggression, it's not going to pay off for the side of Blue Rays. Now finally one rotates back, it's going to be heard. That Molotov goes out to initiate the execute, flashes over all of that, and actually pushing through the smoke is 100 Ian, and he actually takes down one. Fiveface at least trades it out, but it's Ralphie and Jawster to get 2 of his own. And well, 3 in total, and Reese catches the flank. Now finally Socially are getting back into this.
Pieface doing the full W key gamer move, just pushing through the site. If he doesn't see someone, he just keeps on pushing, going into that market, maintaining the control, punishing the rotations before they even have the site at all, catching players off guard and allowing Socially Esports to pull something out of Blue Racer's playbook and get around to leave them in an equal situation. You can see there's still plenty of money on all these Blue Racer players despite everyone going down. So still another buy to come in after this one. Social Esports have to break them by winning 2 more rounds in a clean fashion.
They're doing the same mid setup again, right? And this time they're actually doing something about it. Flashed over our 2 players, taking this mid aggression thick and fast.
Oh, that nade!
Oh, he gets one. Actually, watching behind him as well.
Awaken saving his team. Out. If Awaken doesn't turn around and get that underpass player, it would be like a 2v3 situation and Social would still have a chance. Instead, it's a 2v5 against 14. It's a complete disaster.
Yep. That under read. Perfect timing. And Pieface needs to win that battle to at least give his team something to do, something to work with, but they've got nothing. Fake's on 2 HP, Awaken's on 26, yeah, sure, but even he has got an AWP and he's going to play passive. Fake might try and get some info here. He might make a play, but he's not going to. You can see where he is. He's still around that B bomb site. He's going to try and bait for Ian.
I love how they're just playing
just go mid.
So passive and just anchoring. Even though there's 5 people live, it's a 5v2. Ignoring even the slight HP deficit, they're playing as safe as possible to maintain as much economy going into this, with merely that shoulder peek going for the info to see both those players.
Oh.
Moshi with a clean shot, but unlikely to be prepared for the Palace player. Psyche able to take down the bomb carrier. Yoster almost getting caught out with a nade. Everyone rotating to surround him. The Molly may be cute, but he's just going to jump down for the BM, looking for him. 7 seconds left on the clock. Everyone around him. All you can go for is some economy damage, but they're waiting to keep him alive. He's gonna have... He's gotten some good economy damage, but that doesn't matter. They're 2 rounds away, and Yoster only has $1,300 going into this round. This full buy has completely been taken down. He's not gonna have better than basically a Deagle.
He's got a rough buy for the next 2 rounds, bless him. That is the worst possible scenario for him. He should have just gone and died. And well, Moshi just died with the bomb out towards Sandwich. Didn't even cross, wanted a bit more than he needed. Well, here comes the fast B push then. It's going again. It's going to see if they can make something work from it. Actually, never mind. They slow it down after the initial Molotov. Ralphie just trying to take a peek to anybody who wants to go towards it. And that nade is lovely. 76 down on the side of Ralphie. That means that the M4 gives it a 1-shot headshot potential. Well, that's not what you want when you're entering onto the B bomb site. But it's still, they're slowing this one down, which I like to see.
Even though the loss bonus is helping them out and they're getting this cash and everything, so they can keep getting these buys in, it was so genius to wait for the timeout, because that's the only way you can truly deny a T-side player money. And on top of that, because they kept at least 3 alive, their cash is still in such a good state that they probably have 2 more buys still, as they're chilling at 14. A good mid-split coming in here. Or actually might be just mostly mid with just a single late ramp player. But with Palace under control here, I don't see a world where Social Esports take this away besides a miracle.
Yeah, neither do I. Look at Stanislaw. He's close up towards CT, takes down 1. They need to refrag him, and they don't because he gets 2. He shouldn't be doing that in a round like this. Ralphie at least makes it work, but Psyche up from Palace takes down one. It's Reese to be caught off guard, and it's Jorster to fall down to give Blue Racers map point and series point and tournament point.
5 rounds certainly a possible comeback, but with no bomb plant, they're left with just Galil's mostly, lower utility, and not really many answers to give against Blue Racers at this point. This looks like Blue Racers prepared well and are ready to steal this away. Maybe just having better endurance to go through, as some of the players of Socially Esports have fallen off this late in this full best of 3 series. Yeah, they're just running out, and it looks like they're barely holding on, but we have just 2 players remaining here of Yaster and Ralphie trying to do what they can, and he just runs through the smoke, and then you see the other one through the gap, and it's over. Blue Racers to take it 2-1 against Socially Esports, 16-10. I believe it's a €300 prize. Could be wrong. Please don't hold me accountable for that. But that is our grand finals over.
It's Blue Racers, your Phoenix League Season 7 champions. They take away £300, and well, they did absolutely everything they could to win that one, and it worked out in such close maps as well. What a fantastic grand final to cast alongside with you. But yeah, congratulations to Blue Racers. They fully deserve it.
Thank you so much. Even though we're done here, there's still plenty to keep an eye on. For one, at Phoenix CS League, make sure to keep up to date, so whenever a new season's scheduled, you guys can keep up to date and be prepared for the future matches. Another way to do so is make sure to be following on the Twitch as well to support all of us. As well, we have Ann Pigeon on Twitter, I believe with an underscore at the end.
That's right.
As well as myself, Trevor Fictress, both on Twitter and Twitch under that. So feel free to follow us there to try to support both of us as well and other endeavors we might be upon. But thank you so much for everyone being here, and we hope to see you guys next season. Farewell.
Yep, see you guys. Thank you.
every time I think I'm getting close, and I call